Hopefully, you guys can hear us. As always, I'm sure you'll let us know if you can't. Give me 1 second. Shay, you look so happy.
Me?
Can you guys hear us?
Hey, Dev.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
Che.
Hey.
Let us in and let us know in the chat how we.
Hey, thank you for following H1 Time.
Let us know how we sound, please. Hopefully, it's okay. Hopefully, it's not skipping or any of that stuff. Or echoes.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Well, if you didn't see the title, it's official. Oh, snap. Thank you for the bits, Dev.
300.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sounds good to Ace. Right? We're happy you can too. So, if you haven't seen by the title, we plan on celebrating a little bit first. I don't know. I don't know, ladies. How do we describe in this?
I
Well,
mean, you guys, we made affiliate yesterday, so we're super excited, and we feel like it's necessary to celebrate our small wins. So, you want to join us, grab you a drink of your choice, so we can like celebrate and cheers to our accomplishment. Congratulations, guys! I'm so excited for us.
I'm so excited for us too. Look at us. Look at us.
Me too. And thank you to everybody out there for like following, supporting, reposting.
Reposting.
Yeah, shout out to Dev, all of the GCG people, Che, like so many of y'all have been here for like every single stream and we appreciate it so much. Hey, Easy. Thanks,
Hey. Oh,
Easy.
thank you.
Yeah, the support is so appreciated. So, thank y'all. Did y'all actually get champagne?
Yeah, we did. I'm ready.
Yeah,
A
H, you have a
toast.
drink. So, y'all gonna judge me. Dang, y'all got y'all stuff.
I feel like I'm all the way.
Oh, thank you, Easy, for subscribing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Easy.
Dev, you have to, if you could shout people out for us, Dev, we would appreciate it. Our honorary
Look how
mod.
I just want to say, you guys, guess what?
But
You see how beautiful this wine glass is? I mean, this champagne flute is. Sorry. You see it?
yeah, it's super beautiful. Where'd you do that?
I got this as a wedding gift. I've never used it until now. A celebratory toast for when it actually mattered. Oh, thank
Wow.
you. Hi.
Hi,
Are we
Tony.
married? Like,
We're married to the blank space.
oh my God. Hi, Tony from Milano. Oh my God.
Hey.
Yeah, Dev, go ahead and get something. Now, if you watch, I did a personal stream earlier this week where I did a truth or drink, and I said I wasn't drinking anymore, but I had to break that for this, obviously. Unfortunately, I did buy champagne, but I did not have time to open it. Sound like I need to get a glass. Yes, go get a glass of wine,
Yes,
easy.
yes.
So I'm actually, this is unfortunately a mojito, but I've never had a mojito that was this brown. Have y'all?
Nah, but whatever.
Yeah. So
What's that? A Hennessy here?
no, I don't think so. So for food today, we all decided to go Latin. Give me
Wait,
one
wait,
second.
wait.
Oh, go ahead, Bianca. I think your mic is picking up the computer a little bit.
Oh, let me go.
No, yeah, just like turn your computer audio volume down just a little.
Got you. All right. Is that good?
All right.
Um, we all started drinking, but none of us took a we
Oh
didn't even give a
yeah.
toast.
Okay. Do you want to make the toast, Bianca?
Yes. Hi everyone. Welcome to the blank space. As you can see, we've created a space for everyone to enjoy, hang out, get a good time. We appreciate everything that you guys have done for us thus far. We know that this is only the beginning. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see what the future has in store for us. I'm so proud of us. And Shami and Shay, I love you. Cheers.
Cheers. Of course, you would say I love you. You know I'm not emotional. Oh, Dev, you didn't have to do that. Thank you for gifting the subs. Wait, am
Yeah,
I?
thank you. So we did our personal
I didn't even think my
streams.
personal stream was in here.
So awesome.
I don't even have it on. That's crazy. But thank you.
So,
Well,
like Shani was saying, we are going to be, I guess, sort of a mukbang tonight. We all are eating some Latin food. Talk about what y'all order.
Okay. So I went to this place called Baracco in Cleveland. I don't know if y'all can see. I tried to plate it. I got some carne asada, some cheese and dang, what is this called? What's that stuff that you told me was good? It's a handheld. What is it called, Shani?
and arepa.
Yeah, a cheese one, a cheese arepa, and some rice and beans.
So I got the
What you
same
got?
thing. So I also went to Baracco, but I'm doing something weird with my diet right now. So I'm like trying to stay away from meat, and like shellfish. So I got a vegetarian. I wonder if I can like. I didn't even have a chance to put it on the plate yet because that's how crazy my time has been. But I got. Let me see if you guys can see it. These are called tostones. So they're basically like smashed and fried, I think plantains. They're really, really good. And then I got a vegetarian arepa. I'm gonna see if I can actually open it for you guys. Let me see. All right, this is gonna be kind of
Thank
messy.
you, Red19 for
Thank you for
Thank
subscribing.
you.
So it's a vegetarian arepa. It has like pickled cabbage, avocado, just literally veggies. What'd you get, Shay?
I got some mole. Mine's not on the plate. And I got it basically with rice with beans and cheese and some tortillas on the side. And I also got some horchata because I love horchata.
Okay, wait. What is horchata?
Okay, wait. Horchata is rice water with sweetened condensed milk and cinnamon.
Mm,
Okay, I'm not hip at all.
me
So you
neither.
basically soak the rice in water and then you strain the rice out and then you add the cinnamon and the sweet condensed milk as flavoring. It's so good.
Sound good. I'm so glad we can eat. This is the first thing I ate all day. Thank you.
Oh my god. Yeah, we can hear you. Oh,
Dad said we need some music.
Some music. So I don't know how to do it, Dev. How do I do it?
some music.
I feel like there's a way to do it through Prime, right? We should for sure. Thanks, you guys. Please. Stop. And And for those that don't know, the restaurant that me and Bianca went to, it's like a Colombian place. So play it on the desktop. Oh Lord. All right. Don't get me in trouble now, Dev. All right, what do you guys want to listen to? What's the
It don't matter.
vibe today, you guys? Ladies, do
You
you
know,
have
I
any
always want to
requests?
listen to some hood shit.
Smooth
Yeah, play some.
Maybe
R&B
we could put on one of the songs of the week.
or hood. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll be lurking. Thank you. We're going to probably start the web show, like the actual show content, closer to like 8:30, 8:45, probably, depending on like when people finish eating. Low key, I don't even have it. I'm so hungry, but I don't even have an appetite. I think I'm just excited for the show.
Yeah,
Really
I'm so
quickly, for the
excited.
people who are
I'm
in
low key
here,
frustrated.
I asked this on my Instagram page, but I'm interested with our community things. Have any of you guys ever listened to ASMR? I don't know. I feel like ASMR is pretty cool. Let me see. Let me get the what's the name playing real quick. Sorry. Dev, where do you normally play music from? Lurky? Oh.
What do you know?
Does Prime have music, you guys?
I
Yeah,
don't
Prime
know.
has music, Spotify or something. But can we just play anything like I usually play on my stream?
I guess. Let's see.
I open up.
It has me trying to get Cortana. All right, let's see. Are you trying to play something, Shay? Maybe. Maybe not. All right, let's see. La na 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 na. I probably should play. I'm gonna play this one song really quickly. What's that guy's name? Oh, never mind. I'm gonna play this and see how you guys feel about it. Okay. Let's see.
in the band.
Yes.
Mm.
It's so good though. It used to be so
So
good. Me and my
when I
old
was in
college roommate
college,
used to watch it too.
when I was in college,
For 8 days straight. How it works is like people give bids or they sub, and every time someone like gives something, it
hello.
essentially like extends your stream time. It's wild.
If it wasn't for my kids, I'd stream all day.
She said she streamed for 11 days. 11 days. It's wild. Consistency is important. Networking and pushing content off the stream.
That sound about right.
Yeah, that's real. Yikes.
Feel like our other projects we built is like ready to be committed to the stream though.
I agree.
I think we good.
All right, are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, networking is huge as well. I know I have to get my Twitter back active. Let me get there though. All right, so with that being said, I guess we're gonna actually get it started with the live show since we don't have appetites for real. Don't get complacent. No, that's real. But we will try not to. And hopefully, you guys enjoy the content tonight. So let's go ahead and get it popping. Hopefully, I didn't mess it up. Okay. So, getting it started with pop culture, I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen this already, but you know we could not have a live show and not talk about the Ushbucks. So, a lot of people are wondering, was this a PR stunt gone wrong? If you don't know what happened, I believe it was a dancer at was it a Las Vegas nightclub recently?
I think so because that's where he's supposed to have the Vegas residency.
Okay, so a dancer at a Las Vegas nightclub came to Instagram and she had just a picture of some money that looked like real dollars, but it had Usher's face on it. And she had a simple question like, I think it was like, if Usher threw these out at the club or something, would you be upset? And then she posted another story immediately after and said, you know, and the money does not have any trade-in value. Like, ma'am, if you had an Usher dollar, would you think it had a trade-in value?
Right, like where are you taking it for to get traded in, ma'am?
So of course, once she
I feel
posted
like a
that,
couple rappers have posted.
what'd you say, Shay?
A couple like rappers have posted the Usher bucks. Like Chris Brown posted them. Like he had some, and it was one more person, but I cannot remember for the life of me who it was. So apparently he.
I think we lost her.
Me too.
Come back, baby, come back.
Can you hear me?
It's going in and out.
Yeah.
But I did see what she's talking about because I definitely saw the Chris Brown one saying like he really has his own money out here. Which really quickly, someone if you're in the chat and you know, let me know, or even one of you ladies, is it illegal to like? Would that be considered counterfeit money, or is it only if it like is a exact replica of like a real one? You know what I mean? Because it looked really, really real.
I mean, not technically because you can't go anywhere and try to spend Ushbucks. Like counterfeit money, you might get. No way you're gonna get away with money with Usher's face on it.
I don't know. So of course, once the young lady posted that, the internet went crazy. People was calling him out. Obviously, they immediately came up with it was coined Ushbucks. And people was really saying like that's disgusting. He's trifling for that. Like it's Usher. Like how could he possibly do such a thing? And before we get to how it was resolved, a lot of people actually started coming out and telling stories about how Usher may have schemed or finessed something. I think Shay, you had saw like a couple other stories.
Yeah. So one person tweeted a story about when they worked at a clothing store. This probably was 7 to 10 years ago. Usher comes in and tries on a $2,000 jacket basically hangs out with the dude for a while and then walks out of the store with said jacket. And apparently, well, underneath that comment was several more comments, like a whole thread of different people who say they work in retail. And
Yeah, so once this came out, there were definitely people all over saying that Usher had actually low key allegedly stolen items before. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I wonder if I didn't see any more news that came out about those, so we don't know if it really happened or not, but that was definitely the rumor around town.
Plus, the girl, the dancer did later come out and say that I didn't say that's the only money that Usher is throwing. I'm just saying. So it was, and the club owner did confirm that Usher did spend a significant amount of money. So I feel like all in all, it was publicity. They did say it was supposed to be to promote his Vegas residency, and it definitely got us all talking. So yeah,
Yeah, to be fair, did either of you know that he had a Vegas residency?
I did not.
Same. I did not either. Not only did I not know that he had a Vegas residency, but after looking into it, it actually turns out that those tickets went on sale last year, like in September. So the fact that no one knew about this and the tickets went on sale last year, let me know that he probably desperately needed honestly the publicity for it, because I promptly started searching to get more information on the residency, and I'm gonna keep it real for y'all. It was saying like basically get some discounted tickets. Okay, so I wonder if it didn't sell well. I mean, obviously there was the pandemic and COVID and everything, so not as many people were traveling, and you know what I mean, so that might have played into the ticket sales. But I can't listen. I don't have no statistical facts, but I'm assuming he had to do something to get some dollars coming in because it was looking slow. Would you okay? Would you guys go and see Usher? I feel like he's like he was out when we were younger, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not running to see Usher.
I mean, if somebody bought the tickets, and was like, "Do you want to come?" I would be like, "Yeah," but I wouldn't invest it in myself.
I love Usher music, but I do feel like it's dated. Like if I wanted to pay for experience, pay for that I'm listening to more currently, like somebody that's got new music out. I'm not about to pay a whole bunch of money. Like them Vegas residencies do not be cheap. You be
They
paid
sure don't.
the $80 for a ticket for a 1 hour show. Girl, why?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. When I was looking up this story, Usher had something for $50. So I mean, it sounded like his is a little bit cheap. So I don't know. Uh, Nonetheless, okay, wait. Dev said not anymore. I think his time is over. Chase said I'm good on Ush. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Shay said, like 100%, I will totally give him all his flowers. I will put respect on his names, like cause the music back in the day, woo, Usher,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
definitely had the bangers, but if he was with a
Usher.
group of other late '90s, early thousands, yeah, 2000s acts, then yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But not this day and age. So
You know how celebrities are. They don't never want to admit that their time is up. It's like he probably got such a huge ego that he don't even understand that people ain't checking for him like that. I was
No.
honestly kind of surprised that he was having to promote it like that. Like, Usher, you got to make fake dollars. Just maybe he needs to give away some tickets.
I agree. I agree. Well, from one R&B singing and dancing man to another, also in the headlines this week was none other than Chris Brown, and his cleaning lady says she wants him to run her coins. So, not too long ago, this story is so weird. First off, I'm gonna just say this: he's actually being there's a lawsuit by his housekeeper. She is suing because her sister got attacked by his dog.
Yeah. So apparently the cleaning lady, her sister works with her. So her sister went out in the backyard to take out the trash where Chris Brown's two dogs were located. He has very large dogs. The breed that is in, they can go from 110 to 120 pounds. So basically, she said she was viciously attacked. The actual cleaning lady said she heard screaming and yelling. She ran outside to the backyard to see her sister lying in a pool of blood, still being attacked by the dog. And this happened in December. So basically, this news is just breaking down probably because they able to talk about it because of the lawsuit. And she is suing for loss of wages because she couldn't work during the time, medical bills, pain and suffering. She said that she now cannot barely go outside because she got PTSD. She has anxiety, and she want her coin.
This is my thing though. Most of the articles that I said that his cleaning lady, the one that's actually like contractually, hired to do the services, is suing, but not that her sister was on the lawsuit. So my thing is he gonna get hit with like a double suit where like now her sister may also, you know what I mean? I don't know. It was very
Was
strange.
You
that
know,
sister
it could
even
be
supposed to
something.
be on the property at the time?
Yeah, it could be something like, say, me as a business owner, if I have employees and they get hurt on a job, my insurance has to cover my employee. So
Yeah.
her, for her business, she has to file the lawsuit for said employee or whatever. You know what I
I get
mean?
what you're saying.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Me
Well,
too.
we will keep an eye out on that. Outside of that, I didn't see any comments from either the plaintiff or the defendant, but I don't know. I was just thinking, like, I haven't heard anything about Chris Brown lately. He's actually been keeping a low profile, but I promise you, every time you think Chris is good, there's always something.
Always something.
So, in other news this past week, well, this actually might happen 2 weeks ago. Bianca, I'm gonna let Bianca say this one. I feel like she's very, very passionate about this Johnson and Johnson vaccine being put on pause.
It's not that I'm very passionate. I just would like to, I just want the people to be informed. So I'm sure by now you all heard that the JJ vaccine has been pulled from the shelves quickly. People are having adverse reactions. Now, although there were only 6 women who people are like, oh, there was only 6 women who had who had got a rare blood clot condition. That is what made them decide to take it off the shelves. Even before then, different states and different sites were stopping the distribution of the JJ vaccine because people were just having adverse effects. If you guys know, the JJ vaccine is the one dose vaccine, but it's also the one that is the least effective. It's only a 65% success rate. For those people who probably live in low income areas where they want people to get the shot, they're probably getting the JJ shot just because one, they don't have to worry about if they're going to come back or not, and two, it's just one dose. However, the dose is clearly, I don't want to say deadly, but the doses are called an adverse effect. Now, my first thought is JJ has always been in trouble for their products. I'm like, if they can't even get the baby powder right, I don't know why y'all thought they was gonna get the vaccine right. If I was gonna get any of the vaccines, that would be the one that I would steer way clear of because, like I said, they've already had suits for cancer, talcum powder, like all kind of stuff. So they are the ones that I would least trust. Anyway, they're stopping production or whatever. But then they're like, but we'll let you know when it's back on the shelf. So if we're gonna put it back in production, what if you record it and then people are having all these adverse effects? What make you think that when you put it back on, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, let me run out and get that? I feel like they just need to give it up. Put a pin in that one, JJ. Just give it up.
Well, they're saying it's a huge big issue with this because they're saying that basically you need to be more informed about your health issues because you could have certain contraindications that could cause you to have adverse reactions and side effects and stuff like that. So I feel like that's what they're mostly claiming is that those 6 women that did have the blood clots that they had previous conditions that were not mentioned. when you go and you get this vaccination, they're giving you a short health screening and you have to fill that out. You need to be aware of your own health, and no matter what vaccine you get, know that these was they was made in less than a year. Like, it's chances of something going bad. I think with the J&J, they want to hurry up and get it back out there because it's the only one that has the one dose. I think what I read online, mostly for like homeless people, and of course, just would be said like people who cannot afford to keep going back and back and back to get shots and stuff like that. They feel like it's helping for those people because they don't have like the opportunities and stuff like that to have access to the healthcare to get like the all the series of shots. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And just as an update, since it was paused, Dr. Fauci did say that he is, and I quote, "I would be surprised if we don't have a resumption in some form by Friday, as of this upcoming Friday, April 23rd." He said, "I don't really anticipate that they're going to want to stretch it out a bit longer." He also then went on and said, when he was asked if they would permanently halt the use, "I don't think that's going to happen. The pause was to take a look, to make sure we know all the information we can have within the time frame, and also warn some of the physicians out there who might see people, particularly women, who have this particular adverse event, so that they can treat them properly." So, with that being said, kind of what Shay said, it's not going to be taken off the shelves. But like we always say when it comes to vaccinations, like we said before, we're not pro or anti. We just want you guys to do your research, have all of the information, and then make the best decision for you, yourself, or your family. So just keep that in mind.
People ain't even had a checkup in the last 3 years and then they going out and getting a vaccination.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know what's wrong with you. You could have possibly have anything, diabetes, heart disease, and then you just jump out and get something that you don't even know what's in the vial, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. So you might want to get your physical first, honestly. For real. So in other news this week, Kid Cudi, he kind of yes, Devin, he did. He kind of set the internet ablaze. But before you pass any judgment, wait till you hear the story. So he performed on Saturday Night Live recently, and everyone went wild because obviously he had on a dress. Oh, thank you for this the sub, B Dub. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
um, that little zombie, what was that? Yeah, but so he performed in a dress. However, after the internet went wild, he came out and said that it was a tribute to Kurt Cobain, which Bianca, you said he also Kurt also.
Wore a dress at one of his performances, and it was around the time that it was the same day, around the same day, he committed suicide and things like that. So it was a tribute to him.
So this was done obviously to bring attention to suicide and suicide. I want to say it might have been even Suicide Prevention Week during that time. But shortly after this broke, he also shared that Virgil Abloh, who is what's his technical title at Off-White?
I think he's a creative designer.
Okay. Yeah, so Virgil Abloh actually designed this dress, and Kid Cudi's going to have a whole collection?
And that dress is going to be included.
All right, so this is actually the second collab that Kid Cudi has done with Virgil Abloh. The first one was his last album release. They basically did merch, and they came out with a line of t-shirts with Off-White. So this will be Kid Cudi's second collection, and then this will have a feature of more items. There's no information or photos yet besides the one dress that Cudi was wearing. So we don't know what it's gonna be like or the price point or anything. But I mean, I expect it to be something cool. I like Kid Cudi style or whatever.
So I didn't have any issue with the dress. I just thought he could have had it fitted better at the top. It was a little too tight at the top for me. But other than that, it was fine.
Okay, fashion police.
I mean, if you're gonna wear a dress, at least come through with it.
I mean, right. Just wear it right.
Yeah. I agree. And to be honest, suicide, mental illness is kind of one of those things where people discuss it, but unless there's like some type of crazy or like unfortunately like sad article or headline attached to it, nobody really discusses it. So um I mean, I don't blame them for using this opportunity to bring more attention, to the issue at hand, and hopefully people, once they saw or heard what it was about, they actually took the time to educate themselves on, suicide and prevention, and just having conversations with loved ones, family, friends who may have experienced such things in the past. I'm excited to see the collection, though. I ain't gonna lie. I might
Yeah,
actually buy the dress. I would buy the dress if it's reasonably priced. It's not bad. It's giving me it's giving me like a spring, summer. This is something I probably wear to one of Bianca events because y'all know she loved to throw stuff, little brunch vibes or whatever. So next up on the list was Twitter going crazy over a braid debate. Bianca, do you want to inform the people of what was happening here?
So basically, a young lady had tweeted that she had wanted some braids for her birthday. And then the elitist of the internet was like, girl, braids are not braid appropriate. And when I seen this, I was like, excuse me, ma'ams, black women. We already have enough hate in our own community. We already fighting to wear our hair how we want in the workplace. And then y'all gonna go against the code and tell a homegirl how she's supposed to wear her hair for her birthday, as if only a lace wig or a lace front or some bundles is the only appropriate way to bad bitch on a birthday. No, ma'am, that is not the only way. Okay. So I'm just even surprised that we even had to have this debate in the first place. But there was literally young ladies on Twitter of the African American descent talking about some braids aren't enough. They aren't classy. Just really dogging the protective, authentic styles of our culture. And I'm just like, that is that deep rooted Eurocentric behavior that you guys can't seem to shake because y'all feel like long, straight, curly, wavy Eurocentric is the only way to be a bad bitch. When really puffs, twists, locks, braids, all of that can still, it's you. You can embody the bad bitch. And if it's your birthday, you are entitled to do what you want. And if that's a locks, dreads, twist, perfectly fine. I don't know who decided that the lace front wig bundle collection was the only way to thrive, because it's not.
you know, that ain't nothing but self hate, and then people just being so brainwashed. Probably their mama had a wax, or their grandma had their great grandma, and they feel like that is the standard of beauty. Honestly, I seen one tweet that said basically you broke if you wear your natural hair.
Which is
Like,
not
first of
true.
all, the amount of products you spend to maintain your natural hair, it's no way. Stop it. And then it's just like, why can't you just mind your business and sit over there and do what you like to do and let the next woman do what she like to do? Why do it have to be a conversation of you feel like you more beautiful than this person simply over a hairstyle? And I agree totally with you, B, about us having to constantly combat in social situations and in work situations of us feeling like we're not professional enough. What do we need to get it from our own peers for to say that's not cute?
Exactly.
Yeah. And for those of you who, I know depending on what you're looking at the stream on, you may not be able to read what's on the screen. So I'll just read it really quickly. It says, I like braids, but I just feel like they aren't enough. I wear braids as an everyday style, and I would wear them on vacation because, if I'm at the beach, I'm not trying to worry about my hair. But my birthday, I want to show up and show the F out. I just feel like braids can be very lackluster. And obviously, I have braids in here right now. But to be fair, for those who know me personally, there was one point in my life, just gonna be transparent. There was one point in my life where I low key like lived in the sew-in. Like for the longest, I'm pretty sure that Bianca thought that my sew-in was my real hair because I always had a sew-in in, and I can now admit that a part of my preference for having a sew-in was because I was not comfortable with my natural hair. It's thick, it's coarse, it's kinky, and I felt like that made me look better. I'm just going to be honest. At the time, I really felt like I looked better that way. So it's very disheartening for me now that I am at a space where I understand I can still be beautiful with braids, with my natural hair, to see that these conversations are still happening. But it also just reminded me that there are people out there that probably think like I did 7 years ago when I was also in that space. So I'm really just hoping that as a community that, we can be more welcoming to braid styles, natural hair, locks, and kind of step away from the idea that it has to be, straight, curly, super, super long. You know what I mean? That beauty really can come in any style, shape, color. So, what are you guys saying? People are really
Yeah, I
slow, right? Slow as F. They can have that other stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
I
Especially as parents. Like, I
like
think about that all the time. Like, with my daughter growing up, just trying to have her, embrace her hair. Because even now, I'm going to be honest, she'll watch Frozen and she'll see like Elsa and Anna with like their long blonde hair. And not too long ago, I had a sew-in. And she's like, Mommy, your hair is so pretty when I had my sew-in. I'm like, no, baby, your braids are pretty too. Like, you look a princess. So I think it's something that just takes time and teaching.
that's why representation is important. I feel like as we grow up, the women that we see, that's what kind of builds up our idea of what we think is beautiful. I feel the same way as you, Shani. I always grew up hating my hair. I never felt like it was long enough or thick enough or just like the way that I wanted it to be. Like I just wanted to feel good about my hair. And if you guys can't tell, I am locked 7 months, and I personally did this just so that I can accept myself and my hair in its natural state. Because I used to hate it so much, and I hated dealing with it and doing it and all that stuff. So I agree.
Yeah. I'm one of those people who I constantly change my hair. I've been through all phases. I've been a naturalista. I've been a sew-in queen. I've been through it all, and my favorite phase is just doing whatever I want. Like I sometimes I haven't been natural. I haven't wear my hair natural out of just convenience, but that period of wearing my natural hair just taught me to like love my hair and treat it right, and like that I could be beautiful in any type of state. So even though I haven't like been a natural girl in a while, I wouldn't have a problem going back. It's just time and maintenance. But I just feel like I've reached a point where I don't care if people be like, "Oh, you shouldn't wear wigs. Oh, you shouldn't wear braids. Oh, you shouldn't wear crochet." I don't care what y'all say. I'm about to come up with a braid, some twists, some crochets, a wig. It don't matter to me. Like I'm just comfortable. And the question is, do I look like a bad bitch? Yes or no? Okay, so it don't matter what's going on. You ain't even got to understand the situation. Just know I look good.
That's real. And for
Honestly,
that,
and
for people who are in those
you
threads saying that like your natural hair, to Trey's point, is like is being cheap, these braids honestly cost more than any sewing I've ever had. So I'm gonna just throw that out there. It's definitely not cheap. I'm hoping they last, honestly. All right, so of course you guys know we have to talk about music. Gotta get into the music this week. Um, and discuss the vibes. So, it's ironic that we were talking about Usher earlier because if you guys remember, I'm only going to speak of Usher, the other shall not be named. But back in the day, Usher had a song called Same Girl. Do y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
If you are not hip, it was Usher and another artist, and they were singing a song like telling a friend. Have y'all ever like hit up y'all friend and been talking about somebody that y'all, girl, or hey man, I met this chick. She's so fine. She are we? I didn't know we were allowed to do snippets. Can we do snippets? If we can do snippets, I will definitely do snippets next show. 100%. Low key, I might be able to play them in the background for y'all. So this song in specifically, it gives me a same girl type of vibe. This song is called Set 'Em Up by Queen Naija and Ari Lennox. I love both of them. And essentially, The video is super cute. It's like two friends, they talking to each other, bragging about this new man that they made and how amazing he is. And then at one point, they look at each other like, wait a second. Does he have a tattoo on his back that says the realest? She like, yeah. Does he have X, Y, and Z? Yeah. And it turns out it's the same guy. So of course, they decided they're gonna set him up. Very similar to the what's name, but I loved it because it was like a fresh, it was kind of like I said, it reminded me of the same girl, but from a woman's perspective, and it was just cute. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a snippet. I'll go on to the next song. But yeah.
And Queen Nine just dropped the album too this
Did she?
weekend.
Well, it
so
was like
her
an extended out. It was like an extended version of her old album. It only had like 3 or 4 new songs on it.
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't listen to Queen Naija that much. I hear her music is amazing. I really was here for the video, but when I was trying to get the video on the show, they have new technology, y'all, that be blocking you from screen recording stuff. Bianca, we even experienced this on our ladies' night the other day. Like, there's some technology that won't let you screen record, so I was having trouble getting the video in here. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But the next song, and I'll see if I can find a snippet for you guys in a second. The next song on the list is "Kiss Me More" with Doja Cat and SZA.
Why you make that face, Johnny?
Because I'll be honest, I don't really know how I felt about this song. I know you rock with it, Shay, but I really don't know how I felt about the song. And I actually like Doja Cat and SZA, which is the crazy thing.
I felt the same way too when I listened to it.
The first time I listened to it, I was like, what is this? But I'm in like this lovey-dovey kind of groove. So it was like perfect for the space that I'm in right now. But it's also like this 70s vibe, which I feel like this is the way that Doja Cat is kind of right now. And I love the 70s. I love that like disco, like cool vibe. So if you ain't into like disco or 70s, you probably ain't. I think I do like it's Doja Sweet from like rapping and singing. It's a cool song.
So it's like a disco 70s vibe. It's very aesthetically pleasing though. Obviously, Doja Cat and SZA are both very, very beautiful. It kind of gave me like fairy tale-y type. It was like very, I don't know, because I watched the video when I listened to it, which I told myself I'm going to stop doing that because sometimes videos ruin songs for me, and sometimes videos make the song, but I don't really like the song. But I definitely think you guys should check it out. I'm going to actually try to find videos of both of these too, and I can show you guys. But next up on the list, oh, thank you. I feel like I know this person. I feel like this is
I feel like this is Chris.
Hey, Chris, thank you for subscribing. We appreciate. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
You know, all my life I had to fight.
Period.
I had to fight my brother.
It's been a long time coming. But I know
a change gonna come. Wait, we gotta harmonize. We gotta run that back, but we gotta get the harmonies, not the fake tears. Those are real tears.
Oh, real, right?
I'm dead. We should actually come on here and do karaoke one day, y'all.
Hey, for real though.
Next on the list, which actually was playing earlier, is Bianca's Vibe of the Week.
Yeah. It's called the song is called What's Going On. The artist name is Jermaine. And this is like a summertime smooth vibe. Like he like going on. I had too much Patron. I'm on the flow. What's going on? Sent the text to his side piece. He just basically just doing a lot. But I feel like in essence, he's just having a good time. And the vibe is like, what's going on? You just like,
okay,
shit, it's going on. But like, at the end of the day, I'm still vibing. Like, yeah, she going through my phone. Yeah, I'm sending text to my ex. Yeah, I'm on the floor. But at the end of the day, what's going on? It's popping. And I'm just in the vibe. I'm just like, shit, what's going on? Like, what's popping? Like, drinking? Is we vibing? Like, what's going on?
So if you didn't catch this was actually the song that I played in the background when we were eating. I'm gonna
No
just get
harmful
y'all real
pesticides.
quick one time for the one time. Cause I don't know what Bianca talking about was popping. I don't know if he was giving me was popping vibes like that,
I
but
mean, what's going on? Like, like it's a lot going on, but at the end of it's cool.
yeah.
I
So
don't know.
give
I
me
was
1 second. Here you guys. This was the song she's talking about. It's definitely a vibe though. Now this song is not a newer song, I don't think, but it's still
No,
good.
it's not. It's old.
It's so good though. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Have y'all ever woke up after the club in the
Hey
same clothes?
Tay. Have we ever what?
Have you ever woke up from the club with the same clothes? Aw, thank you for
Oh, thanks for
subscribing.
subscribing, Tay.
Why y'all doing this time?
Thank you.
He actually looked like somebody I know. He kind of looked like a mixture of OT Genesis and somebody else. I don't know. It definitely is a banger though.
It is.
And really quickly, let me play the Doja Cat song for you guys really quickly. I wish I can get the video to play. I don't want to get banned, y'all. Will we get banned if I play the video? I just feel like it's too risky to. Nice little vibe for sure. Alright. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna play the video, but check out our blank space Instagram and I'll put clips of all the songs on the Instagram page. It's
That's
I'm about
it.
to stop
Turn me
it
down.
anyway, Dev.
if all these songs is on Apple Music, I'll go back and I'll add these songs from our song of the week for each stream and make a playlist. It ain't up now, but just look up the blank space and then I'm gonna put them up at least by tomorrow.
Girl, why you pouring that
You.
champagne so slow?
Because I'm letting the bubbles bubble and then letting it fizz. I don't want to overspill. I'm clumsy.
Okay. You guys rock with it, yeah. It's a vibe for sure. It's a vibe for sure. So shout out to Shay. She's gonna do the playlist. We will post that to the Instagram page or the Twitter, maybe like the link on our Twitter so you guys can check out the playlist and it'll feature songs that we discuss. Now this is the last one. Now I ain't even tell the ladies I put this on here, but I know y'all be liking that rap, real, slime like music. And Young Thug and Gunna came out with a new album called Slime Language 2. Now I'm gonna be honest. First off, have either of you ladies listened to the album, or any of the songs on there?
Not at all.
I haven't
No.
listened to it yet, but I'm excited to listen to it.
So I actually listened to it because a lot of people on Instagram were asking like what I thought about it. Surprisingly, like in my DMs. And I didn't like. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like all of it, but I did like the songs that I will say I rock with. There's a song called "Came and Saw," featuring Rowdy Rebel. There's a song called something Shine. And I really honestly think I only like it because it has Big Sean in it. And for those that don't know, I love Big Sean. Honestly, all right, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Honestly, everyone has like a celebrity crush, or like that one celebrity. If they had a chance, they would probably marry and run away with and disappear. Big Sean Loki might be that person for me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Do you guys have a celebrity like that? Don't lie, because we here live. All right. Don't
Yeah,
do
my
it.
celebrity. My celebrity is Kofi with his fine black ass. I run
Oh, I haven't
him
heard it
and
yet.
have all his chocolate babies.
Kofi, what's his, I don't know how to pronounce it. Got you. Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
that's yeah.
Janae gonna shoot you. Yeah, she love him. The thing is, I love Janae too, though. So, no disrespect. I'm just saying, in the ideal world, Big Sean would be that celebrity. That's my celebrity crush. I know y'all have celebrity crushes in the chat too. Who is your celebrity crush? I'm curious. What about you, Shay?
I can't even think of nobody for real.
Nobody,
I don't
Shay.
know.
Like
I'm
not
not.
one person.
All right, you know
in
what?
the whole Hollywood.
This might be kind of gross because she's way younger than me, and also I don't think she's gay. But like Chloe Bailey could like catch all of these hands. Like, oh my gosh, she
Oh
is
my
so fine.
gosh. No, Chloe's beautiful for sure.
Yeah. I would actually put her on my list too.
Oh, ooh.
Let me
Beyonce is
just say, I'm
getting.
gonna be like, I was Chloe on my wish list.
She legal, so it's cool.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. um. So on a slime link, well, wait. Somebody said. Okay, so Chris said Rihanna, Tinashe. Okay, I said one. You got a whole list, baby. Rihanna, Tinashe, Kyla Pratt, yeah, and Melissa Ford. Peta. No, she's legal. Chloe's
She's
legal.
like 24 years old.
Chloe's legal. Tay, I
Yeah,
know you
she's
got a
out.
celebrity crush. Dev probably quiet because I said Big Sean. But really quickly, what if you guys are putting stuff in? Cayman Saw is a good one. There's also a song called Warrior that I like. That's the one that has an artist called T Shine, Lil Keed, and Big Sean. There's what other song?
Hey, pause. I ain't never heard nobody say
Regina Hall is beautiful.
she is beautiful, but I'm just saying I ain't never heard nobody say that.
Me either,
She's
though.
I think she's gorgeous, but that's the first time I ever like you heard how Chris gave standard Rihanna, Kyla Pratt's, those. I've never heard somebody say Regina Hall.
Low
I feel like
key.
that's just not our age group for somebody to say that because there are tons of men in their upper 40s to 50s saying that
Right.
they
I'm talking about in our age group. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, Sanaa Lathan. Yeah, Sanaa
Oh
is
yeah, she
beautiful
is
too.
beautiful. She is beautiful.
I always had a crush on her since Loving Basketball.
Mm-hmm. Regina Hall is
Mm-hmm.
fine, fine. Yeah, that's ironic. You said that. I was literally just on her Instagram page. She is gorgeous. Um. Okay, wait. Slime Language 2. There's like 3 more songs. I promise y'all. Warrior. There's one called Pots and Pans. And then I think the last one was Came Out. I'll be honest. I told you guys before, I feel like I might have been a trapper in my past life. All of these songs give you trap vibes. But if you're looking for any songs to listen to on this album, Came and Saw, Warrior, Pots and Pans, and then a song called Came Out. This song also had a lot of features on it as well. Had Drake, Travis Scott, Lil Baby, Lil Uzi Vert, Kid Cudi, Big Sean, and so many more. So might be something worth checking out if you are into rap hip hop. She killed AVP and took that acid tat like a G. Huh?
Who?
What?
Is that a lyric?
Wait, what?
That must be a lyric from a
Huh? You know what? We can just keep going because I don't know what's happening in the chat right now. Oh, Aliens versus Predator. Oh, it was a movie. Okay, got you.
Girl, we was like, what?
You saw me? I thought because
Oh,
the only news
acid
about
test.
Sanaa Lathan. Do y'all remember when they was trying to say she bit Beyonce? Did we ever find out if that happened or not? I'm gonna let it go because I don't want no problems.
We don't know.
We just getting started. I don't need to be blackballed by nobody.
Right, period. Come on now. Don't be blocking our blessings already.
You good? Okay. Listen. All right. So,
So we trying to get the whole story.
what'd you say?
I said we trying to get the whole story.
Seriously, I want to know what happened. So this is something we have not done before. So obviously you guys can give us your feedback on if you like it or not. But we're wondering, do you plan on watching these shows? So these are a few shows or movies that we kind of have our eyes on, interested in checking out. And we have the trailers here. So sit back. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough, and I will adjust the volume. But we will go ahead with number 1. So, for those of you who are not familiar, The Circle is a show that is a Netflix original. It's almost kind of like it's almost like, I don't know. Have you guys, I don't know if I want to call it like a reality game, like a game show, but.
Okay, y'all. This is my favorite show. I wish I could go on this show. It is so good. First of all, it's a Netflix original, so you can only watch this on Netflix. They basically this seemed like something that would have been on the old MTV. Like, what is that show?
I would definitely go on this
And
show.
it's so good. Basically, they go on there, they say that they a certain type of person, that they could be lying, they could be telling the truth. Nobody knows who anybody is. They're all in the same building, but nobody knows like who is who. They could be lying, they could be telling the truth. And the game is to get to know everybody and then get people. One person can win, and then they win a lot of money pretty much. So you gotta lie your way to the top, finagle your way into friendships, relationships, build up connections with people so that they can vote you in every week. And then whoever get the most votes, eventually they win the show and get the money.
It's so good. And I what I love about this show is that it's low key um different take on a reality TV, yeah. Um
Yeah, real world.
Yeah, it's definitely the type of show. So the whole like premise of it is kind of low key, in my opinion, making a mockery of like social media and how you never really know who it is that you're meeting on the other side. And like some people really are who they say they are, and some people are completely under false identities. So this show is actually already out if you're looking, if you, it's something you're interested in. But last season, like for example, this one guy was on the show, but his identity, I want to say, was like his girlfriend or something. I can't remember. So he's like chatting, and everything that he's doing, he's acting like he's his girlfriend. And it's really cool because once someone gets voted off of the show, they can choose to see like one person. They can choose to see somebody before they exit. And I don't know. It was just kind of cool because some people were like, I really thought you were real. You turned out to be a catfish. Or in other cases, they were like, oh my gosh, like, I thought you were catfish. And you're like, you are who you say you are. And like, I don't know. I will say this, a lot of people online are not 100% happy that they are going to have potentially celebrity guests. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't really know if that's going to be Lance Bass, but there are some rumblings online that people are not 100%. They feel like that kind of took away from the show. You know what I mean? Allowing people to use celebrity photos or they're actually being celebrities on there. What do you guys think about that part of it? Do you think they should have done that or should have just kept it how it was last season?
Are the celebrities like in the house or they just guess?
So I don't know because I haven't watched it, but so how it
Because that would
works,
make
for
a difference.
example, once someone is voted off of the show, they can like sometimes they'll replace it and bring like a new person on. So what I'm thinking, because I haven't watched it, is that once somebody gets voted off, they're probably just gonna like have a guest come on. I don't know, for like one or two rounds. I really don't know. I really don't know. I probably should watch it, but so
Yeah, I don't really like that they added in the celebrity factor. I feel like we trying to make this the thing that make the show good is that it's a genuine human experience. There's like real emotions being shared. People are really, telling their deepest secrets and making real connections as friends and stuff like that. I mean, I just don't see what the point it is because to me, I feel like for a celebrity, that would just be a check. I feel like the
Yeah.
last season, all those people, they really made deep connections afterwards. They met up, they went on vacations together. So they really did form deep connections. Some of them became best friends. I think two people started dating off the last season.
mm-hmm.
What do you put a celebrity in the mix for that for? People are already watching. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. Probably something for ratings. Definitely money involved for sure. And I kind of agree with you, Shay. I don't think I like the celebrity aspect of it. I think whether, again, I haven't watched it, but whether Lance is on there or they're just allowing someone to use Lance's photo, I feel like it almost takes away from it
Yeah.
um, a little bit. But I mean, I'll check it out for sure. Yeah, the celebrity will drive traffic. I agree with that. So we'll see if it's something you're interested in. Like I said, I watched the first season probably like in a couple of days because it was just interesting and I had never seen anything like it. So if you've never watched this before and you're looking for something to add to your Netflix watch list, I highly recommend checking out The Circle. Now another item.
I expect you ladies to
Wait a
understand
second,
this.
hold
You can
on.
change your life.
Let me just say this,
And you
okay?
can get out of
Oh,
the
it won't let me stop it.
gutter.
Okay, now I don't want y'all to judge. I'm not even gonna put on the ladies because I'm the one that's watched this show. Okay, all right. I watched last season. It was in Miami. Now everyone has a guilty pleasure. Jocelyn's Cabernet just so happens to be mine. Okay. Now if you are someone who does not like, well, no, you know what? For the most part, I feel like on Zeus, everything is always pretty much blurred out or covered for the most part. So it's not too like vulgar or explicit. But if you are someone who does not like watching, or do not want to watch anything with adult entertainers, with fighting, with a little ratchetness, don't check out this show, okay? But this clip right here, baby, this will tell you all you need to know about the show, okay? I'm gonna start it over from the beginning, actually, if it'll let me.
I expect you ladies to understand this. You can change your life.
They sound like
And
my
you can get
type
out
of
of the
show.
gutter. Are you crying?
I am.
What's going on? Why are you crying?
And it hit home for me. So
Come step up. Come step up. Let me hear you. What happened?
I was saying it's the gutter is a rough place, you know,
Okay.
and you got to do everything, any and everything to make it. You know, every situation, including aborting twins, you feel me, to better yourself because I do want to leave you. But
You just had an abortion? Twins?
twins.
Yeah, double homicide.
Bitch.
No, I'm sorry.
Ooh, it's not funny. Okay, so it's like not funny, but it's funny because like, why would you say that? Like, now that was just one very small clip of the show. Now Jocelyn's Cabernet is also on season 2. So like I said, last season she was in Miami. If you are not familiar with who Jocelyn is, I would say she got her start or most of her notoriety from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Yeah, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She was a longtime girlfriend of none other than Stevie J. She definitely pulled in the ratings on that show and decided to exit the show because of just differences that she saw with production and just VH1 and Mona and all of them. So this is her own thing. This show actually is on Zeus Network. I know a lot of people don't even probably know who Zeus is or what Zeus is, but it's on Zeus Network. She does speak better English. You are not right, Chris. You are not right for that. This is on Zeus Network. It actually premiered today. So if you are, I think it premiered at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So it actually might be up right now if you are interested in it. But it is definitely entertaining. It's entertaining to say the least. Have either of you ever watched it?
So y'all should just do like us and put the money in to go ahead and get the subscription with your friends. Y'all all use the same account because there are so many shows on there that's good. They got the Ray J and Princess interviews. They got the Real Chance of Love that's without real. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
And then it's so many more. I mean, you should definitely check it out if you really do enjoy like reality.
Yeah, if you really into it's really a guilty pleasure network for real. Like it's probably a whole you don't want to watch on there, but you gonna watch them though.
What I will say about the shows on Zeus Network, it's kind of like maybe it's just me, but sometimes I actually do want to watch TV shows where I don't have to I don't have to pay attention 100%. I don't have to think about where, like a murder, some type of mystery or anything like that. It's genuinely just like, to be honest with you, this gives me like a little bit more of like, this is probably closer to some of the BS that you see in reality on an everyday basis than like reality shows that really give you scripted vibes. So yeah, Jocelyn's Cabernet. It's on Zeus, the Zeus network. You have to look it up online. It costs a little extra money, but I honestly think it's worth it. I think it's worth it, honestly.
Yeah, and they got the Black China and the Black China Mama spinoff too. So
I never watched
The Black
that was just
China,
too
the
much.
Black China Mama.
That's too much for me.
you know that is the wild stuff.
Now, speaking of reality shows that don't always feel like reality, we have The Hills, New Beginnings.
So much stuff has happened.
Moving forward, it's about the future.
I've heard a lot of people that I love, and that's not the Brody I want to be.
Like, I'm having all these fears. I'm having all these triggers.
If anything deserves a chance, it's this relationship.
Oh my! This is my favorite part of the entire night. It's hard being a single mom dating. I don't want to end up with the wrong guy.
I'm trying to restructure my world.
I thought we were getting more serious about trying to get pregnant.
Is that dangerous for a baby, for you to be so stressed out every day? I enjoy being your father.
I'm starting to see kids and a wife, and I'm like, I can handle that.
There's been so much speculation about like why we broke up. Brody and I, we did kiss.
He's worked so hard for his recovery.
I don't know if he's sober.
I don't want to hurt people along the way.
Cheers!
I got a few more dreams to hash out.
To being reunited.
Was that Lauren at the end?
Yes, girl.
She looks so different. Oh my goodness.
That was Kristen Cavallari at the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Who is Lauren? Where did I get her
So-
from? Is she from a different show?
Okay,
No,
Lauren
she's still
is
from the Hills.
one who. Yeah, she from the Hill, and then she did the spinoff, which is the Wait, no, okay, all of them are from. Some of them from the Laguna Beach.
Okay.
And
I'm like,
then-
I'm confused.
Lauren Conrad, she did the spinoff, which is the Hills, and then a couple of the people from the Laguna Beach joined her, but it's pretty much an all new class. Lauren Conrad hasn't been on the Hills in the last 2 seasons. She getting a bag. She do not need an MTV check. But Spencer and Heidi will be there, which is the most white toxic couple I ever seen on TV in my life. Then we got Audrina Patridge is back, who used to be best friends with LC, but she kind of stole her man. And then we also got Kristen Cavallari coming back, who was supposed to be like LC's like enemy since the first show. So it's supposed to be just real messy and catching up with their lives. I don't think I'm gonna watch it though. What about y'all?
I probably will check out the first episode and then I'll let you guys know from there. That's usually how I make my decisions.
I probably will not watch it either. Just because I didn't even know that there was a season 1. This is the, like Shay mentioned, this is the second season. So I don't even know what happened last season. I honestly feel like a lot of these people that we saw growing up are just like, COVID hit us bad. We all looking for a bag, and I understand the hustle. Hey, we're here also trying to hustle, but I don't really necessarily care about their storylines. I'm trying to live my own life. So I probably won't watch
Shay
it.
the only one that's here for it. We gonna watch it. We'll let y'all know.
Bianca put it on B-side review.
I may.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to love the first show. That was my stuff, man. I don't know what it was about watching shop and drink Starbucks and get cheated on by their high school boyfriends, but that was my shit.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then basically the Hills, Lauren went to LA. She got a job working for Vogue. So that was really dope to see if you into fashion or anything like that. But now there is no context of business or anything like that where LC is on there. I think Heidi and Spencer trying to have a second baby. They need to be having a divorce. Brody Jenner is on there. I think he's now divorced, which is Caitlyn Jenner's son. If you guys are familiar at all with him, you know he's related to the Kardashians and all that jazz. And then Audrina, she's now a single mom because she was married. So she's trying to figure out and navigate that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I don't know. I might check it out because when she said, it's so hard dating as a single mom,
that's what triggered me. Like, I see how you doing it, because baby, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't know. And I agree. The last Hills I watched was Baldwin Hills. Yeah, same. And also, unfortunately, Garen Taylor recently passed away from Baldwin Hills. So, yeah, wishing, her family and all her loved ones the best because that was tough. Very tough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one, I don't even know if either of you ladies have seen this, but I'm definitely going to be watching this.
Am I in a state? Like right now or generally? I mean, are black women in a state?
Well, I'm trying to be in a state of relaxation, and you're killing my vibe. At this point, we've known each other longer than we've not known each other.
Another round?
Yeah, we need to take that in stages.
You hit the birth jackpot when you were born a black woman.
Hallelujah.
Anyone who has ever stood on the precipice of world domination has felt fear. Fear is good. Fear is fuel.
Ola is literally the first and only person that I have ever been with. I've experienced so little.
As your friend, your soon-to-be divorced friend, I get it. I know we agreed to keep it civil, but we both can't keep living here.
Sometimes you look up and life is different. Well, I'm fucking my thesis advisor, which could get him fired and me thrown out of school. Reinvention, that's the game. This weekend I am a black girl gone wild, and I will do anything I want. Anything.
I am just trying to blow off some steam. So if you could just let me.
Sometimes you just gotta jump off the cliff.
Nobody ever talks about what it feels like when you're falling.
What makes you think the next time you jump, you're gonna fall instead of fly?
I am a woman phenomenally. I heard Donald Glover's gonna be there, and I feel like he missed out on dating me when he lived in New York.
He's like married with 3 kids.
Girl, like married is not married.
So, yeah, I agree, Chris. I'm definitely going to watch it too. This show is called Run the World. If you missed it at the beginning of the trailer, it is produced by some of the same producers that worked on Living Single as well as Dear White People. And it appears to just follow the lives of a group of Black female friends. And I think a part of the reason why I'm so excited about this show is because exactly, Che, it's like Single Ladies 2.0. It's definitely giving me just like modern day look on like living single. And if you listen to the Mindful BS podcast, me and Bianca literally just had a conversation on our episode that dropped today that we wish we had more content, TV shows or movies that just follow the lives of like people of color, Black people that wasn't like trauma based, because we get so much like dark, sad, depressive stuff. Chris said, I would say Different World 2.0. Yeah, it's a show. Yep, it's a show.
It's my favorite show. Was my favorite show.
The producer of this show, her name's Yvette Lee, and she actually produced The Different World. She produced Half and Half, and she also produced Living Single. So that's what you can pretty much expect, like something that's generally like that from this. But I can't wait to watch it. Like, it looks so good. And then I feel like this is the first time in a long time that I've seen Maxine Shaw. I'm sorry, I don't know her real name, but yeah. I love her. She was my favorite on Living Single.
Me too.
So it's funny that you said that, because her real name, I want to say, is Erica Alexander. And I only saw this show because ironically, I follow her on Instagram, because I guess I just said I was following Black Excellence and I just follow her like whenever, and she posted it. And yeah, I agree. Like, I'm so excited to see this. I agree with you, Chris. Another subscription.
Me too.
But, if I have to do it to support, the shows and the movies that I like, then, it is what it is, because we love to see it. And it sucks because I feel like with shows like this, if people don't sign up and watch it this first season, they may not get, a second season. We see that happen so often. So That is coming out. I want to say it was May 16th. I should have wrote it down, but I'm pretty sure it's May 16th. So y'all better create y'all emails before then. Okay. Now the last one we have on the list with the trailer, in case you guys have something you want to add after. This one is actually a movie. Now, ironically, I was just talking about happy, black shows. This one is a little bit more somber, but I'm gonna just let you guys see the trailer, and then you can let us know if you plan on watching it or not.
What do you see when you look at me?
You ready for your test, right?
I study. Boy.
Images can tell a story. You have the opportunity here to move people.
Artist.
We came forward, running backwards.
Hey, yo, pull up.
Outsider.
Get my good side. Hold up. You got me? I got you, yo.
Somehow we made it.
When you were born, I thought of all the scenes of your life.
Although jaded,
dating a beautiful girl.
was it worth it all?
Someone just like your mother.
Could it be more?
I even imagined being mad at you for things any kid does. But I never saw anything like this.
What a way to die.
Failure.
Standing eye to eye.
All they see is another black man with a rap sheet.
Thug.
Looks the part to me.
No one has any idea who I am.
We can still do great things.
He's a monster.
Should one moment define my life?
Yeah, so this movie Monster is hitting Netflix on obviously May 7th. Yeah, I agree. That's what I thought when I saw it too. Obviously extremely moving. To be honest with you, when I saw that like John Legend, Nas, and my apologies, my mind just blanked on the other producer. I was like, I have to watch it. I have to watch it. Anytime trailers have like a moving music, I also know that I'm really big on soundtracks of TV shows and movies, so I'm like, I know this is going to be good. It is based off of a book, and the cast is filled with stars: John David Washington, Kelvin Harris Jr. You saw A$AP Rocky, Jennifer Hudson, Jeffrey Wright, and so many other people. Do you guys think this is something you'll possibly check out or add to the watch list?
Yeah, check it out.
It's interesting that you said that you guys just talked about on your podcast. I literally just recorded an episode for my podcast too, just talking about Black trauma in film and TV and how I'm no longer subscribing. I honestly feel like these type of movies lower my vibration. It kind of puts me in the space where my root chakra is like not whole. So I'm not doing it. I probably won't be watching this at all because I rather watch things, especially if it has to do with Black people, where we are living happy, experiencing joy, creating. That's what I want to see because that's the type of vibe that I'm trying to be on. I can't do this shit no more.
That's real though.
That's real.
What about you, Bianca?
No, I still check it out though. I feel her point though, but I still check it out.
Yeah, no, I'm like that as well with like certain things. Sometimes you just see something, you're just like, not today. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do it today. I think for this one, I'm gonna watch it. To be honest with you, what I think lured me into this movie, was the music, how it was set to the movie, because like I said, I'm really big on soundtracks. And then also the ending when he said, like, does my life have to be defined by this one moment? I feel like there's there have been a lot of instances in my personal life where obviously this, whatever he did, ended up with him being in jail. I'm hoping there's like a positive ending to this movie. We don't know. But I don't know, for whatever reason that question struck me and it's been like sitting with me. Like, and it made me reflect on just all of the moments in my life that I feel like have defined my life or could have potentially defined my life. And now I'm just curious to see, like, will that moment ultimately define his life or not? So I'll be checking it out. Let's see. Chase said, I'll watch it if I feel like crying. That's real. I don't think this was completely that. What do you mean, Chris? Like, you don't think it's like a trauma? I mean, I don't know. When you have a black mom screaming in the courtroom, that can definitely be triggering.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your life experiences, what is triggering and traumatic to you. I mean, like a lot of you in the chat, I'm from Cleveland, I'm from 116th. Like, I just don't like to see that no more. I've seen it enough in real life. Like, it put me in a space that I'm not ready to heal from, if that even makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we are curious to see, obviously, when these things roll out. If we check them out, we will let you know. I got robbed on 160.
Oh, no. No, baby.
Wait a second.
You got robbed. It probably was one of my niggas.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. What?
Shay, I'm done with you saying it was probably somebody.
Probably was one of our. Come on, Shay.
I'm done. All right. So obviously, we want to give you guys a quick moment if you need a little intermission. Go to the restroom. If you have a questions you want to ask us, if you want to grab a snack, feel free to do so now. If you have any questions about anything, it was my fault. I should have took that ride. You was walking? What is going on right now?
We have questions.
We have questions for the chat.
Can you come to the front of the
Like, I got questions for the chat.
I need Chris to join the Discord so we can bring him up.
No, it is rough over there though. Once my best friend used to always walk me home from school, and one day he was walking back to his house from my house, and he got fucking jumped by a few people. So, you know, you gotta stay with people when you be up over there like that.
That is so wild. Okay.
All right.
So if no one has questions, we can keep it pushing. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm going to be honest. Wait, my Dumbo went to the Huntington Bank behind the rallies at 12:30. You know what? I don't even know this location. I don't know the Huntington Bank or the rallies.
He's talking about on Buckeye. Well, you guys stay on the other side of town, so y'all wouldn't know nothing about what we talking about.
I like nothing at all. I have no idea. But Shay like, oh yeah, about Buckeye, you know exactly what he's talking about.
Anything that says behind anything with the bank at 12:30 sounds dangerous. So
Yeah.
either way.
I don't know about that, Chris. That sounds like you just made bad decisions, friend. All right, so this week's topic is a little bit different. Actually, I'm just gonna let Shay or Bianca introduce this because, yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about marriage and relationships, and when we get into them and we find ourselves settling, like staying in a relationship with somebody that we know is not really compatible with us, but because we feel like it's a good decision, maybe financially, as women, then we probably tend to stay in relationships and marriages longer than is necessary. So first, let us know in the chat if y'all feel like y'all ever settled in a relationship, and what did you do to end or break that cycle? I'm gonna start the conversation with a personal story. So,
personal story,
right? You know, I was married for 8 years, and And when I got married, I was only 19. Me and my ex-husband were both in the military and I got kicked out. So at the time when I got kicked out, we was dating, but we was like really friends with benefits for real. And I was moving back to Ohio. I literally had shipped all my personal belongings, and I had 1 week before I was to catch my plane to go back to Ohio. And this dude was like, "Want to get married?" And I was like, "Sure." I didn't think twice about it. I didn't think about the benefit to myself, if I really wanted to be with this person long term, if we were compatible in a long term relationship, if we had enough interest in common that was going to keep the relationship alive, which we didn't. I just did it because at the moment it felt like that's the person that I had wanted to be with. But I think ultimately in that situation, I probably did settle out of necessity or even just in that moment not being aware of what it takes to be in a long-term relationship. So I definitely feel like I have some experience with that, and I feel like even after I got married, I didn't really know my worth as a partner. So I ended up being in situationships with people that I would have settled with if I didn't like stop dating them or seeing them.
Someone said maybe for the military. You know what? I'm done. Not maybe for the military benefits.
Well, it wasn't. I truly wanted to be with him, and we was together 8 years, so it wasn't just for the military thing. It's just as a long term for us being together for life. That would have been a settling situation because ultimately, neither one of us was happy or fulfilled with each other. We should have been in relationships with partners that was more suitable for us. But when you are young, you don't know what that means. You just know I'm in love right now. I like this person. You do not think about long term things. Do you guys, Shani and Bianca, believe in the one?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily believe in the one. I feel like you could have multiple connections with different people throughout this lifetime. I feel like it kind of would be ridiculous to think that there was only one person on this earth who could match everything that you want. So no, I don't believe in the one. Now that I think about it, I feel like there are multiple people who could be someone that you are compatible and that you could spend a long time with. I too was married young and I loved my ex-husband. I thought that we could conquer the world together. I wanted us to be together forever, but like Shay, I really didn't know what I wanted in a husband. I felt like I just wanted what I felt in the moment, which was the good times, the laughs, the friendship. But I wasn't thinking about if this person could provide for me, if this person wanted the same things as me, if this person could build the kind of lifestyle that I wanted. Um, I was just on the I love this person. You know, when you love somebody, it's just like whatever, like Bonnie and Clyde. You can't tell nobody can tell you shit when you love somebody, okay? It's like fuck the world, it's me today forever. Y'all can say whatever. And but it's not like that for real. Now as a 30-year-old divorcee who has actually had several different type of dating experiences, I can totally say what I would like or what would be compatible to me in a partner. But when I went into that, that was the only person that I had ever dated. And even in my we two were together for 8 years. So I had never dated anybody as an adult. So after we had got divorced, not only did I have to read to figure out like who I was, because my whole thing was I want to be the perfect mom, I want to be the perfect wife. Like I was living to live up to those roles. And when that got taken under for me, it was like, well, who am I? So now I had to read to figure out who I am. And then when I had became who I was, I needed to know what a partner like that would look like for me. And it definitely wasn't my ex-husband. So blessings in disguise, because I mean I probably wasn't what he wanted either. Like, and no shade to either one of us. It's just I'm so glad that happened. And I'm even glad that I even like got married. Like I don't take away the experience of like marrying him, and that relationship was valuable to me. No matter, even though it did not end how I wanted to, I learned a lot with that, and it definitely meant something But I'm just glad that it ended when it did because it gave me the opportunity to become who I am. And it was just, I mean, I'm glad I didn't settle because I feel like if I would have stayed in that situation, I would have considered myself settling. And now I feel like I'm just out here flourishing. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh my god.
It's so interesting about.
Go ahead, Shay.
You didn't know what you wanted because I think that's the case for a lot of us. We kind of just take the first thing that we get, especially as women, as young women. We are like waiting for a guy to approach us, and then when they approach us, we start talking to them, dating them. They start courting us, and then that pretty much just be it. We are not really taught like in society to date multiple men to find out what we like and things like that. We're like, get a man that you like, be with him, stay with him, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. Which like that's not realistic because you need that experience to be a good partner yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that. And to answer your initial question, I don't know if I believe in the one quote unquote. I feel like I've said this before, not on this platform, but on the Mindful BS podcast, that I believe that it's possible to have multiple soulmates throughout your life. I feel like as human beings, we evolve and we grow and we become different people throughout different stages of our lives. So I think that it's possible to meet someone throughout those stages that, you know what I mean, fit you, or you know what I mean, they become, I don't know, they feel what's lacking or whatever, they match what you're looking for at that time. So I definitely think that's possible. I don't think I've ever settled though in a relationship. Oh, thank you for following. I don't think I've personally ever settled in a relationship. Obviously, I've been married before, and it did not end the way that I would have wanted it to end. I don't think anyone gets married with the thought that, you know, we're going to crash and burn, or we're going to get divorced, or this is going to, you know, turn into an SHIT show. So obviously, divorced as well, and it didn't end the way I wanted it to end. But I don't feel like I settled. I feel like when we dated and when we got married, it's because we truly loved each other, and because we had a shared vision, we had shared goals. We, you know what I mean, we wanted certain things with each other. But as time progressed and we started to identify who we were and what we wanted, you know, some of those things started to change. And, you know, whatever happened. And, you know, we kind of split ways. But obviously, both of you ladies know. And if you're in the chat and you don't know, me and my ex husband are still very, very, very close. Like, that's low key. I always say my daughter is my best friend, but like my ex husband is like right there as well. So, I can understand, and I would love to get into some of the examples that we found in the BuzzFeed article as well, because it was kind of interesting reading through these, like with different, and I feel like these were all women, but what different women said about their experiences. I think if you identify settling versus contentment, it helps a relationship. Y'all believe in prenups?
Oh, I definitely
You don't
believe
think
in
content
prenups.
is the same thing as settling though? I don't want to be content in my relationship. I want to grow in love. I want to prosper. I want to heal together. I don't want to be content with something. I don't even want to be content in my friendships. That's sounds sad.
I don't know. Let me look at. I gotta look at. Y'all know I'm a wordsmith, so I need to know the exact definition of contentment.
Look at her.
I feel like that's just being satisfied with what you have. Like, girl, bye.
But it's so contentment. The definition is a state of happiness and satisfaction. So, but if you're, so maybe if you're not just satisfied, but if you're happy and satisfied, you know what I mean? Like, contentment meaning that the person fills all of your needs without you needing to look elsewhere.
I think that's a problem within itself. What you specifically said is that you're looking for somebody to fulfill all your needs. That is a huge burden to put on your partner. You cannot expect anybody that you're in a relationship to fulfill all your needs. You have to fulfill all of your needs. And then you want to meet a partner that's also fulfilling all their needs. So you guys have the space to give to each other. You expected one person to be your wife, your cook, your you know, free co, like y'all,
that's unrealistic and it's too much. And that's why a lot of relationships fail because we're looking to this person to fulfill us and make us happy. And we have to find that within ourselves. And I think as somebody that got married so young, I wasn't married. I was happy with my partner, but I was not happy with myself. And I think when I got divorced, then I was able to come to terms with and accept that I had never been happy for a long time. And that's not because of my partner, but the relationship definitely played into that.
Yeah. That's not logical or realistic. I can only see it in person, but yeah. No, I think I get what you mean, Deb. Obviously, because we've had like conversations like this in person. But I do agree, like with Shay, I feel like I said, obviously my first marriage did not end the way that I expected it. But one thing I can say is that after being divorced, I really feel like for me personally, it put me in a space where, like Shay was saying, it forced me to explore myself, explore what I needed, explore what it is that I wanted, and then figure out how I can provide those things for myself. And I don't know if we discussed this before, Bianca, but I know we've at least had personal conversations where I feel like there's this idea out here where people are looking for their other half. And I feel like a lot of times you it shouldn't be like I'm half and this person's gonna fill everything that's missing. I think we need to be whole and find our partner, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like not half looking for somebody to fill something within us, but like Shay said, I want to be able to fill all of my own needs, but then meet someone that can compliment me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Also like partnership for real, and not just. I feel like sometimes people think that like women are looking for like men to like save them or like take care of them, and that's literally not what I'm looking for. Like I'm literally looking for a partner where we're both working to enhance both of our lives and keep both of our, to keep it together. But I'm not expecting him to do more, and I'm not expecting me to do more. I'm expecting us to literally operate in a space of partnership where we're both contributing to the successful lifestyle that we want.
Right, this is a segment, but I just want to ask you guys, what do you think about splitting rent?
Splitting what?
Rent. If you're living with a man, Shawnee can't even perceive the idea.
You saw splitting what?
Okay. When I was married, I was in a completely 50-50 situation. And to be honest, I didn't have a problem being in a completely 50-50 situation with my partner. Moving forward, though, I feel
when you upgrade your standards, you upgrade your standards.
I feel like I'm not a fan of got you assisting with everything else in the household, saving stuff. But if we live together, actually, no, that's not even true. I don't really care about paying what. I just feel like we need to come to a money situation that works best for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's like you make a little more, so you pay the mortgage, these cool. If that's like you one of those guys who you really don't want me paying for shit, don't think I'm not gonna have my own money because I definitely am. But like, I'll put the shit away for like savings and trips and shit if that's what you want me to do. I'm always gonna have my own, but in my next situation, I'm not really trying to be I don't know. I ain't really trying to be a split the bill type of girl next go around.
Okay, give me one. I'm going to answer the question. I just want to read this. Splitting rent is ideal. If a man is handling all of the bills, he's not looking for someone to split the rent. The women who are looking for a man not to split the rent don't have a leg to stand on with those kind of men. So this is what I would say. What I will say is that if those women tend to be younger and less combative and belligerent. I don't know if I would agree with that, but for me personally, I guess I don't mind. I'm at a space where financially, like, if you're asking me to pay part of the rent, it is, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a very situational question for me. Like, if we're married, then 100% I don't have any issues with it. If we're dating and I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't have any issues with it. I've definitely been in situations in the past where, we both contributed to bills and expenses, and that's not an issue. You know what I mean? Because like if I had the money to do so, then it is what it is. I think that what causes a lot of strain in relationships is when the finances become too one-sided. So like, you know what I mean? If like one person is paying for everything and they feel like the other is not contributing, I think that can cause a financial strain on the relationship. And I want to say that finances are like one of the least top 3 or 5 reasons that lead to divorce. But for me personally, it's not. It is whatever works best. Yeah, I agree that whatever works best for me and the person, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So let's
I have
see.
financial PTSD from my last
Every situation.
relationship, so I can't. I just look at it. I was financially contributing a lot more than my partner, and also I was left with a lot of finances and debts and things after our marriage that really had me like, I don't even really know how I feel about finances with my. I feel like even going into my next relationship, I'm gonna be so guarded just because I was so scarred and jaded in that situation when it came to finances. So it'll literally be, we'll see what happens next.
But and yeah, and that makes sense though, because I feel like kind of what Easy was saying, every situation definitely is different. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it depends on what you've experienced. So, like, if you were someone that was in a relationship where you were like financially damaged based off of your past relationship, 100%, I can see why you be going in like, well, listen, you at least have to contribute,
No, seriously.
Yeah.
You guys, this one time, this is so personal, but it just stick out to me because it just shows how far I came. This one time I was working, I remember I had just had I had paid bills. I had $17 that was supposed to last me till my next paycheck. I was in a relationship. I had a new baby. How was I going to let $17 last me for 2 weeks? That was impossible. And for reasons like that is why I really am like the way I am about finances, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have that same experience, B. And me and my ex-husband, we had our bills going into a shared account, and I feel like there was a lot of overspending going on. I feel like our money wasn't being allocated to the right bills. And by the time the end of my marriage, we was about to lose our house, and that honestly was my last straw. And um, I'm somebody that has an issue as far as like feeling safe and like feeling like I have somewhere to be at home. So that's like a no. That's what is a deal breaker for me. I cannot be with somebody that I don't feel safe with. I'm cool with splitting bills in a relationship, but it has to make sense or whatever. Like we need to be open enough about our finances to why we are splitting. In my last relationship, we were splitting bills, but I feel like she should have been paying a little bit more because she was earning a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I feel like those type of things really dictate it. But I also feel like depending on the type of relationship you have, some responsibilities of the house can be switched up for the responsibilities of finances. So if my partner is going and making all of the money to pay all of our bills, then I do feel that it's necessary for me to at least make it comfortable for them at home. You know what I mean? In a certain type of way. Now, I ain't saying I'm doing everything or nothing like that, but if they paying all the bills, the least I can do is meet them halfway in some form. But just like everybody's saying in the comments, it got to work for you.
Yeah. I think that's a great point, because that sounds like what Chris is saying. He said if I'm paying for everything in my household, it's a 1950 scenario. He's expecting dinner on the table, kids taken care of, house cleaned. LOL. That says I think both partners should be making a strong effort to provide something for the household. Yeah, Easy agrees. I agree with that too. Chris says I throw my excess money on the stock market so I don't have an in between So I don't have in between check problems. Flip a couple options, get that 7. Okay, Chris. All right. I think
Right.
people live beyond their means too much too. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation that we probably could address at another time with, people obviously living beyond their means. There's this, I'm not going to go into it, but there's this one J. Cole lyric that I can never let go of. But he says, um, essentially he says people, especially people in the black community, spend it before they get it, so they never even get to know money, and that is very, very true. But we might have to parking lot that discussion. I do really quickly want to go into some of the scenarios that some of the ladies shared in the BuzzFeed article, just so we can, I don't know, just kind of discuss like what they're going through and like our thoughts on that. So give me 1 second. So there's one. So these are some of the top voted responses that came in. So one woman said, "It's sad. It's sad and boring." She's referring to her relationship, but it's safe. "I do miss the one sometimes, but we're just friends and we could never be more than that. It's either this or total solitude. So at least I have companionship, sex, and someone who truly loves me. Of course, I would give my right arm to have my true love, but here we are," I think is what she ultimately said. But yeah, but here we are. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I felt like that. Have you, ladies?
No, because I wouldn't want to stay in something like that. Doesn't sound healthy. Like, well, at least I'm getting. Well, no, I don't want that when I'm referencing my relationship.
The whole situation sounds toxic. Like, first of all, how are you maintaining a relationship with somebody that you still in love with low key and you're in a marriage? That's disrespectful. Secondly, you sad and you bored, girl. No.
But this is the thing though, like I it's really, I'm always really, really torn between stuff like this because I feel like new school Shawnee is like, you know, be happy, go for what you want, you know what I mean? Like, you're what matters most. And then like old school Shawnee is like, when you make a commitment, some people really do value the vows that they take, you know what I mean? So it's like, regardless of what they're feeling or what they're experiencing, they stay committed to the vows, and they hope and pray and believe that, again, like we said before, people evolve, so that over time maybe they will both evolve, and then they'll have that moment where they feel like this is the one. Which is curious because there's one story in here. Give me 1 second, where I feel like that was the situation. So I might, give me 1 second. I might switch the slide really quickly because I definitely feel like there's one. Hold on. Oh dang, did I not include it? But there was definitely one where, and Bianca, you can attest to this, where she kind of said like when she got married, she felt like he wasn't the one, but over time they grew to.
Yeah, it was on the next slide.
Oh, was it? I missed it.
Yeah, it was the second one on the right.
Yeah, married for 28 years. We have had our ups and downs, but to be honest, he was the one. I just didn't know it at the time. Sometimes the one is an ideal based on youthful priorities, but with maturity, you realize some of those qualities aren't as important anymore. I might add too that I ran into the one again a few years back, and I was not impressed. I think I made a good escape there. So I think that's the part that makes it so difficult, is because you really never, you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know if it's the one, or I personally, I don't, like I said, I don't think the one exists. You know what I mean? I think, to the point of this question that was put on the slide, I think to an extent, partnership or a relationship really is what you make it, what you're willing to put in. Now, obviously, everyone has their own limits. So I guess if you feel like you've reached your limit, you know what I mean, and you're now sacrificing, or you feel like you're completely unhappy or miserable or depressed in a situation, you have to do what's best for you. But for the most part, I do think that a relationship is what you make it. She
Yeah,
need an
I agree
Xbox if
totally.
she bored. Chris, I'm done with you.
Said that I feel the same way as you. I honestly feel like that we create the one, and you can have the one with anybody. It really just depends on how much effort you and that other person is putting. If you feel like you're putting most in the effort, that person's not going to feel like the one to you. If it's just some type of imbalance in the relationship, it's going to feel like something is missing. But you guys, I mean, I hope that everybody has experienced this at least once where you've been with somebody and it just felt really good. And it's because not that they were the one, it's just that y'all both took the time and effort to make the relationship good. I feel like a lot of people are in marriages and relationships with people who are not really putting the effort. And that's why they feel like that. And in that case, it's like, why are you still together? But I also agree with what you were saying, Shani, because there's a lot of expectations when you get married. Like I stayed married for a longer time than I should have, because I didn't want to like disappoint my family. I didn't want to like hurt my children. I not being with their dad. There's so much expectations and like burdens that you feel saying that you don't want to be with a person.
Yeah. Let me
Chris
see.
said, structuring a date unless they looking to be married, finding out those things before saying I do is essential and saves a lot of time and hurt later on. You know, Chris,
Everybody
this is
doesn't
something that
want
we
to get
talked about
married.
on my podcast. Yeah. You have to understand that everybody is not dating to get married, and those conversations should be had. I feel like that's the first date conversation. You want to get married? Not to me or nothing, but do you plan on being married? No? Okay, that right there, you know that's a deal breaker if you want to be married. But everybody ain't looking for that. Some of us want to have fun and enjoy life. And who says you can't do that without being married? Marriage is a government contract.
Yeah, I agree with that, Easy. She says, I feel like when you build a real foundation in the beginning, your expectations will be communicated. And that's so true. That's something we discuss all the time, how important communication is, especially in a relationship. And to Shay's point, when you were just saying, how sometimes people are in relationships where they aren't happy or they don't feel like they're being fulfilled. I feel like a lot of times in those instances, people aren't communicating that they aren't happy or or they don't, or they're not fulfilled. It's kind of just like they just kind of accept, well, this is what it is, and they just kind of accept like, well, I feel crappy, and either I stay in the situation or I leave it, versus having that conversation, because it is so extremely difficult, and sharing with their spouse like, hey, I feel like I'm missing X, Y, and Z, or I feel like blah 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 is happening, and giving that person an opportunity to make a change or work on it. um that's in anything, relationships, friendship. Yeah, that's true. It happens in every type of relationship, not just romantic but platonic ones as well. Mm-hmm. 100%. So really
So
quickly, let me
can I
see.
ask you guys, what do you think? Do you think that this is a dated thing? Because a lot of women in this article seem to be a bit older. Do you feel like that this is more women who are a little older in age that did this, and maybe like I feel like women our age, we not really settlers.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the women that were posed in this BuzzFeed were definitely older women, like 50s, because I definitely feel like our generation is like, oh no, baby, we're not settling because we don't have to. Like we're independent women. We trying to get to the bag. We not settling. We don't really need these niggas for shit for real, but like companionship and shit. But I feel like now, and we're also living in an age where people are like knowing their worth and like sticking to their boundaries and just being overall well-rounded and more out what they actually want. So I don't think women these days are settling. I think we're being more vocal about what we want. And I think we're more comfortable with being alone than being in something that we feel, just because society tells us at a certain point we should be settled down and in a relationship and married. I feel like we don't feel that way anymore. And I'm glad that we've come to that conclusion, because if you don't want to settle, you shouldn't have to.
We can't hear you, Shani.
I can't hear you, Shani.
Music?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I respectfully disagree. I don't think it has anything to do with age necessarily, and I think it's more to do with the culture because I definitely know women of other cultures or religious beliefs who would in a sense settle even though we're the same age. I feel like I don't want to say it's like a very American thing, but I feel like American women 100% our age would definitely feel that way, but from my personal experience, I know so many women, like I said, from different backgrounds who 100% are like, well, he can provide financially. No, I don't think he's attractive. No, I don't feel like I love him now, but I'm going to marry him because marriage is the business of a relationship. And on paper, from a financial perspective and what he can provide for me and our future children and like our lineage, it makes sense. So I don't know.
I
Let me
feel
see.
like Chris says, "What's considered
It's
selling though? Who created that standard?" That's what I'm trying to say. I don't feel like there's a standard. I feel like settling is a personal preference. If I decide that I want to date somebody who is financially stable and who provides a certain type of comfort for me, whether those are my standards, and I don't stick by my own personal standards, I'm settling. I'm not saying that I'm settling because I didn't get what society tells me to get. I'm saying that if I have set expectations for myself about what I want, and then I go back on them just because I want to be with somebody, that's me settling. I'm not saying that people are settling just because somebody doesn't meet a certain expectation. I think it's a personal preference.
And I to answer your question, Chris, when you said can I be both sides, do men settle? I think 100%. I think sometimes I'm sure there are men out there who possibly, they may want a woman that's more financially sound or a woman that can do X, Y, and Z, but because whatever, fill in the blank, maybe because she's beautiful or because, she wants to have kids or whatever the case may be, he may just say, you know what? Let's just go for it. She's my trophy wife, or maybe she's not my trophy wife and she just is willing to financially provide for me. Let's go for it. I definitely think it can 100% be both sides.
this
Shining right
might
too.
be
I
a
have a lot of Middle Eastern
generalization.
friends. Still very prosperous marriages that were not their preference. Yeah, I get that a lot, especially with it's the same. Like it's mostly like my Middle Eastern friends or coworkers. I agree with you, Chris. Where it's like they've been married for 20 plus years. That you know what I mean. And initially they said that was not who maybe I wanted, or you know what I mean. Like again, the attraction wasn't there or whatever. But because everything else on paper was right, they went for it. And they've still been married, but I I I feel like that's sometimes like a cultural thing. American marriages be jokes. Don't say that. There are American marriages though that
No,
are
that's
beautiful
not
and long
true.
lasting. Like I feel like Bianca's parents have been married for a very, very long time. My parents have been married for like 9 years now.
My parents have been married for 20 years,
Yeah.
and
It's
their marriage is beautiful. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's definitely something to admire.
The thing is, whether you married or not, in order to keep a relationship going, y'all both have to be like trying and stuff like that. Y'all both have to be communicating, or eventually one or both people are going to feel like they can't be together, or it's going to feel like a settling. I think this might be a generalization, but I think men settle with sometimes the women that they have kids with. Like, we slipped up and now there's a pregnancy. Let's hurry up and get married. Now you have to be my wife because this is what my family expects of me because I was irresponsible sexually. I feel like that maybe a lot of men settle in that kind of way.
I agree with that.
And I think we don't know what we want. So it's kind of stupid of us to assume that I'm 20 years old. This is the person I want to be with. I'm so madly in love with them. And then a year later, you wish you never met that person. So it's kind of like, who was to say? What do you guys think about arranged marriages since we talking about like, other cultures?
Give me 1 second. I just want to say, Easy says my parents have been married for 28. Yeah. Chris says, my parents have been married for almost 30 years straight out of high school. That era was different. Stuff was more genuine. I think that is something to note, though, because, like, obviously, when our parents were getting married, there weren't things like social media, you know what I mean? And as much, I don't know, just like visibility. I don't know what the correct word is, but yeah, it definitely was different. But to Shay's question, I don't know. Like, these days people will divorce you just because Twitter says so. Yeah, I feel like I'm not against arranged marriages. Um, I saw something. I want to say it was like a documentary. So again, not sure how factual it was, but I want to say in the documentary they mentioned that the idea behind arranged marriage was that the people, your parents or whatever family members were involved that were arranging the marriage, kind of had wisdom and insight to, you know what I mean? Like, who you are, who you have been as you were growing up and what you may become. And also just the wisdom of knowing like what marriage is like and like what you will. I feel like sometimes, especially in American culture, when we get married, we don't really know what's important to us or like what's going to matter in like 5, 10, 15 years down the line. So in this documentary that we're saying that was one of the benefits of an arranged marriage is that, hey, a lot of times the people that were arranging these marriages have been married for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And they've already kind of gone through the phases that you are about to go through, and they know what's going to be important down the line. And that is kind of what they base the arrangement on. So I'm not against it. I'm not against it, but I do prefer cultures where I have like one friend where she's Muslim and it's arranged, but it's not arranged. Like, it's more like matchmaker type of deal where like they'll introduce them to people that they feel will be good prospects, but they ultimately still let her decide on, you know what I mean? Like if she'll marry them or not. So I kind of like that style, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with the arrangements that are like forced, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Bianca?
I agree. I mean, I told y'all I would go on that list, not arranged marriages, but I would not forced though, more like a matchmaking type situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to it.
Chris, you are horrible.
I don't know. Now that I'm 30 and I can understand and accept my parents and my elders' wisdom, I don't think that I actually would mind having an arrangement if they like arranged it when it was younger. You know what I mean? Like I feel like now I can totally understand that they were right about a lot of things that they told me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see.
Somebody in your parents was like, "Girl, no, no, no," and you still was like, "That's not I love them." And then next thing you know, you crying on your sister's shoulder, and she was like, "Girl, I ain't gonna tell you I told you so, but I told you."
Yes.
Period.
No, that's happened to me before. I've honestly, like, of all the people I've ever dated, my ex-husband was really the only person that my mom and like my family was like, we love him. Most of them, she was like, mm-mm. And she was right. I'm gonna be honest, she was right. So there might be something to it. Couple comments. How's the first affiliation going? It's going really well.
It's going great.
It's
Thanks
going
for
well. Thank you
asking.
for stopping by, Juke. Chris said, I find a lot of women from other cultures are ways to be wives more too. I do think I agree with that. I feel like it is very well. I think things are changing as time progresses, but I do definitely feel like all cultures at some point where it was like for women, the goal or the ultimate life achievement was to be a wife. I honestly feel like in America, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's just now really kind of starting to be like a thing where women are being like, actually, that's not what I aspire to do. I aspire to be independent. I aspire to have a career. And that's not even all women. Like, there are definitely still a lot of women who are like, yeah, my dream is to like be a wife. I want to pop out like 5, 6, 7 kids. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm kind of in between on that one.
Yeah,
This
I don't agree with that at all because what does that even mean to be a wife? I feel like all of us could say from experience of being married, our idea of what we thought marriage was totally
it was
not
different
that
for sure.
marriage. So, what does that mean, race, to be a wife? Does that mean that she's able to cook for you and clean for you and take care of you like a mother? I want to really know because the reason myself personally why I even like do not date men no more because I'm not raising my son. I'm not doing it. Okay. I feel like men kind of look for a woman that is like their mom is very problematic and they think just because they put in towards a certain amount of effort financially that the woman is supposed to do more physically in other ways. And that's just not a balanced relationship.
Mm, yeah, let me see. To marry, it's not those countries tend to marry their daughters when they're like 16, so that might not be the move. But to be real, like in a lot of other countries and cultures, again, marriage is a business. It's almost like a lot of times it's like the parents marrying their child off to someone that they know again will be able to provide for them. So I think there are a lot of cultural differences when it comes to marriage for sure. I agree with you, Shay, though. It's tough when you're in a relationship and you feel like you're like kind of having to play like parent or you know what I mean? Because I've had relationships like that in the past too, and it's like this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah. I think I mean I can only speak for personal experience. Like I grew up in a house with one brother and one sister. My sister's older than me and my brother is younger than me. The way that my mother treated and raised me and my sister was totally different the way that she raised my brother. And I feel like in a lot of households, no matter what your background is, that is a common thing. Men are just simply not raised to take care of themselves the way that women are because we're kind of raised to take care of other people. Like my sister was raised to take care of me, and then I was raised to take care of my brother. And my brother don't have nobody under him, so guess what? He was whatever he wanted to do, and guess what he does in his relationships? Whatever he wants to do. So I feel like that mostly played a part in it than anything. If cooking and cleaning is all they can do, I'm good. So can you tell us then what you feel like what makes a wife then? Because what do you mean by that?
He said, well, he did also say I had a dad that showed me how to be a man, a mom who showed me how to take care of myself within the house. So all that is just bums that have no scruples and only succeed off aesthetic attractions. I get what you're saying. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm with you, Shay. I do feel like there is a difference between how men and women are raised. So I actually saw someone make a post on Instagram not too long ago, and it was a little bit controversial because some parents did not agree with this, and I will bring it to the stream. People in the chat can comment or they cannot comment. But her stance was that she was actually, I'll just be honest, there was a toy made. It was a baby doll. It was like a little baby. My daughter has tons of babies. It was a baby doll, and on the box of the toy, they had a boy playing with the baby doll. And she said, I'm so happy to see this because as a society, we raise little girls to become nurturers. And when it really hit me because I'm like, that's literally what my daughter does with her baby dolls. I gotta feed my baby. I gotta change my baby's diaper. My baby needs to take a nap. And she was like, I'm glad to see this boy on here because hopefully this means that we're also teaching young boys to also be nurturers. Now, some people are like, well, I don't want my son playing with a baby doll because that means X, Y, and Z. I disagree with that, but that is the belief of some people. But she was really saying, like, I like to see this because we don't encourage little boys to become nurturers and teach them those things like we do with little girls when they play with their little babies. So, I agree with you, Shay. Like, you know what I mean? I do. I think that men and women are raised differently a lot of times, and that may ultimately lead to, why when we become adults, people are looking for specific things in a wife or a husband or whatever it is that they're looking for.
Great.
I'm supposed to do this or that. We're gonna work together. Cook and clean. Sometimes she will. Yeah, it's definitely a partnership. The baby doll thing may go either way, but I had to change real diapers for my siblings, so I had to learn all that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just thought that was interesting though. Oh, thank you for
Oh,
subscribing,
thanks for
Max.
subscribing.
Yeah, I agree though. But when she, like I said, when she posted that, like I said, there were tons of people in the comments like, I don't care. I see what you're saying, but I'm not letting my son play with dolls. But it really did. It opened my eyes to something. And it made me see something that I never noticed before. Really, like, okay, in a sense, that it is kind of what girls are being shown at a young age. It's like how to nurture. Even at like my daughter, she just turned 4. Like from 3 years old, she's been nurturing her baby dolls, and I don't know.
I think it's so funny that because I feel like my daughter is an example talking about women taking their stand, quote unquote. Because my daughter already stuff like, oh no, because I wouldn't be putting up with that, or no, I'm not gonna stand for that, or no, because these boys be like, she really like real independent at 7 years old. So I just feel like she already kind of got like an understanding, like strong, independent woman, not like, oh, I want to play with dolls, I want to play with. I don't know, it's just weird. I like her that she can already formulate her own opinions about stuff.
Let's see. Do you not let your son play with dolls because you feel like gender roles shouldn't apply? Well, I don't have a son, so I mean,
Yeah, I
honestly,
don't
for
have a
me,
son either.
I'm
yeah.
the only one that have a son, and my son is 8 now, so he don't care about playing with dolls, so that's not his interest. He's a big video gamer. But when he was little, he was 2. He used to have this Doc McStuffins doll because he loved dolls. And we went to the store. You know how it is. You take your kids to the store. You let them pick whatever you want. He got a Doc McStuffins doll. No problem. I didn't have a problem with it. His dad didn't have a problem with it. I take him to his grandparents' house so we can watch him. I come back. My son baby doll is sitting on top of the refrigerator. His grandfather took the doll, put it on top of the refrigerator because he felt like that was something that my son should not be playing with. And it's just like sad because what's so wrong about a boy being nurturing? What do y'all think that's gonna make a child gay? What does sexuality have to do with how you decide to care for people? Things.
I don't know if you guys watch Queen Sugar. Actually, storyline, and one of the characters has a son, and he was around 8 years old, and he really into playing with baby dolls. And the character, his father on the show, was just like acting like it was such a big deal, like making it like more than it was. And then obviously they brought the show to the point where they explained like this is. I mean, it shouldn't matter if that's what he wanted to do. And then and eventually the father did come around. I'm not letting my son play with no dolls. Maybe some shampoo.
It's toxic masculinity. People and men feel like that certain things make them a man. And the thing is, it's your actions and how you treat people that make you a man or a woman. I can stand on myself and say, I am a woman because the type of person I am makes me a grown, full adult as a female. If you can say you do those same things as a man, you can say you're a man. They don't have anything to do with the things that you choose to partake in. It's like saying going skating. Going skating is for pansies. Like what? You about to not partake in fun all because you're a man? That's weird.
So I'm curious, Yoji. You said that's not how toxic masculinity works. Just curious. So you guys, we're all about having open conversation and really understanding. You know what I mean? Where people are coming from and their thoughts. So like, in your opinion, how does toxic masculinity work? To an extent, I get where you're coming from, Shay. Though you know what I mean, because I do feel like there is a lot of judgment, especially. I don't even know how how this settling conversation got here, but no, that's toxic. But I do want my son to be a man and display masculinity.
You don't think it's masculine to take care of your child? We said this so many times on the blank space.
But
There's
not being
literally
toxic with
nothing
it.
sexier than a man being a dad. And I don't think you consider yourself like a real good dad if you're not even getting down on the floor playing with your kids.
What I One thing I will say again, from my personal experience, I'm not saying that shit. Oh, I'm in other situations. Y'all believe in society projecting things like this as emasculating boys. Makeup and stuff. I don't know. I really think one thing I will say is that children are ultimately little humans that are literally uncovering the world as they grow. So I feel like sometimes it's hard for us as adults to remember what it was like to be a child and to be maybe seeing your mom put up makeup for the first time, or seeing a certain your dad putting on a suit if you're a little girl, or your mom put on a dress, and being curious as to what is this. And I sometimes feel like us as adults, depending on who you are, sometimes we take a child's curiosity and just automatically assume like, oh my gosh, this means that X, Y, and Z is happening. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. I have to stop it. Let me put it into it right now. When in reality, your child is just curious and they're learning the world around them, and they're learning their environment, and they're learning what mom likes, what dad likes, what whoever likes. And I don't know, like, does that make any sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I agree totally. I feel like we should let our kids be curious because what if they do like that? And Dev, you said like makeup and stuff. There are men that are makeup artists and they don't wear makeup, but they do makeup. They enjoy doing it. That doesn't make them less masculine. That doesn't make them gay. That's just what they enjoy doing it. And I'm just the type of parent that is very detached from the outcome of what my kids are going to be doing as far as like them having a career or their interest in things like that. So I feel like it's super important for me to let them if I'm sitting there doing some makeup and one of my kids come and they want to play with that eyeshadow palette, have at it. It's literally powder with color on it. How can you make that masculine or feminine?
I am actually curious though what Yoji said about like toxic masculinity. I'm gonna look up what people define as toxic masculinity, and I do agree, Chris. Like playing with dolls has always been synonymous with girls, and the same with Hot Wheels and action figures with boys. But I also feel like I don't know, like
That's
back in
grooming. You don't
yeah.
think that's part of the grooming? Like just like what you said about girls being raised to be nurturers and the boys what being raised to be firefighters, car drivers. Like, what if my daughter want to be a car driver?
That's real though, because my daughter is obsessed with like space stuff, and like I don't know. I guess that's not necessarily synonymous with boys, but my daughter's into things. Let me see. Wait, how is that grooming? It's just social gender roles though, right? So gender roles that have been decided by society. So that's kind of like I don't know how this got here, but I don't know. Like I have two sons. I didn't buy them dolls. However, I allowed them to dress their bears and feed them as if they were dads. Okay. I wanted them to understand how to be gentle with babies. I bought my youngest son kitchen items and stove because he wants to be a chef. Society has life messed up.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
You gotta let your kids be happy. They literally can only be in this space of their life one time. This their only chance to be this age. My daughter will never be 5 again. My son will never be 8 again. What is the harm in letting them play with whatever makes them happy?
All right.
I think that's so weird to put so much thought into it of like it being masculine or feminine.
So
and I feel like right now what is a gender role? There's like you can be a man, you can be a woman, you can be non-binaries. What exactly means to? I just gender roles feel like I don't believe in them.
So this one site, I'm trying to find like a reputable site, but I mean, this one came up. It's verywellmind.com. Seems like it might be like a psychology or site. This is in the psychology section. So it says, what is toxic masculinity? So this is saying that, in their opinion, toxic masculinity isn't just about behaving like a man. Instead, it involves the extreme pressure some men may feel to act in a way that is actually harmful. There are many definitions of toxic masculinity that appear in research as well as pop culture, but some researchers have come to agree that toxic masculinity has three core components: toughness. This is the notion that men should be physically strong, emotionally callous, and behaviorally aggressive. Number two is anti femininity. This involves the idea that men should reject anything that is considered to be feminine, such as showing emotion or accepting help. And number three was power. This is the assumption that men must work toward obtaining power and status, both social and financial, so they can gain the respect of others. So for those of you who are, I feel like some people have asked, like, what is toxic masculinity? Masculinity. Let me know if you, does that fall into the toughness, the anti-femininity, and power? Does that fall into your definition? You believe it's worse? How so worse? I mean, you think it's worse than that? I don't know. But really quickly, before we get too off topic, I do want to go through a couple more of the examples of the spouse settling, because that was the main topic. I love this conversation that we're having. Um, but someone else has said, as far as spouse settling goes, I've been married for 5 years, together for 16 years, and it has always been easy. We're in a rough spot, and it's easy after every issue to think I knew I never should have stayed with him. Sometimes I wonder if I'm being a coward. My husband adores me and is a good man, but does not fulfill me intellectually and is emotionally immature, and we're on different planets of sexual desire. Yikes. It's a struggle, but it's not a nightmare. Would you consider that as settling? Yikes.
Yes.
Yes, that is very much so settling.
There are three things that are very important to me in a relationship that have to be consistently maintained, or I will exit said relationship. The number one is sexual compatibility. I am not staying in a relationship with somebody where I feel like they just have no clue how to please me sexually. And of course, this is after we've had conversations and communicated my needs and they're not being met. That's one. You gotta go. Number two, if I feel like there is no respect, and that covers a lot of bases, like no respect. There's a lot of things a partner can do to disrespect. I feel like you got to go after that. If I decide to stay with somebody after they disrespected me, I'm settling. I feel like also, if I'm just doing everything to make myself happy and not seeing any happiness or fulfillment coming from my partner, that's the last reason I'm gonna have to exit a relationship.
Okay, so really quickly, Yoji, I am curious to see what you said, because you said you believe toxic femininity is worse. What do you define as toxic femininity, if you can put that in the chat? And secondly, I do want to put on Shay's thing how you said number one was like the sexual aspect of it. That's actually like statistically, literally, you guys, statistically, women are oftentimes not sexually satisfied in relationships. And there's also a stat that says like that a woman's sexual satisfaction increases, like it increased from like 40 to 86%, but it's like after they've been married for like 30 or 40 years. It's like crazy. Like they finally feel satisfied after like 30 or 40 years of being with their partner. It's crazy. Shay's like, nah. Oh my God.
Look, this is extreme, but I have a list. Me and B have talked about this before. I used to have a shorter list. Now I have a longer list because I feel like if you want to be intentional about dating, then you need to be specific about it. If you're manifesting anything in your life, you want to be specific. If I'm asking the universe for a partner, I'm saying this long ass list of things that I need in my partner. And I feel like if that person don't meet those qualifications, then I am settling. All of that is settling. You guys tell us in the chat what you feel like is some qualifications for y'all to be in a relationship and feel content, as Deb would say.
This is the thing. I am different than Shay because for me personally, sex is not necessarily on like my must-haves because I personally feel like it's possible to. I know some people are like, I'm not trying to teach anybody or show anybody how to like fulfill me sexually, but I do feel like for me personally, intimacy, I would consider myself a sapiosexual, so that is someone who is more turned on by the intellectual aspect of their partner, like the conversations we can have, like how you stimulate me outside of sex. And I feel like for the most part, physical things, again, for me personally, can be communicated. We can do trial and error. You know what I mean? Like you can learn it, so to speak. Um, what are you laughing at, Shay? It's a libido thing.
I'm laughing at the comments. Okay, Chase says, leave him. We got several laughters. I'm dead, laughing my ass off. It's a libido thing and keeping your body healthy. Yes, sexual. If you don't have sex, it is an unhealthy thing because you need to get that out of you. Anyways, wait, Che, why did you say yikes? Chris said he need a drink, and you need to know the difference between logic and emotion.
What? Be financially.
Why
What
do
are you talking about, Chris?
No, I think he's trying to say those are the partners
to
put in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay. I was like, wait, what's happening here? So I don't know. Like, be willing to have difficult conversation when emotions are high. That's real. I don't know. For this specific reader though, it's tough though because she says sometimes she wonders if she's being a coward by not. In my opinion, I think a lot of these scenarios though, when some of being okay, Chris, we're done. Okay. I feel like the thing is in a lot of these situations where the partners are saying that they do feel like they settled, we don't know this obviously because we don't have full context, but it does make me wonder, have these things been communicated? Back to the whole communication aspect of it. Like I wonder if she has healthy B. Oh, thank you for the raid, Parker. Thank you so much. I know this is our first. This is the first time we've been rated, you guys.
Yay!
Thank you so much. You just came in. Crazy topic though. I don't know if they want us to hear this. Hold up now. Wait a second. Hey, turn up. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for following.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for following.
Let me see. Let me do this shout out. Y'all,
Woo, that's exactly what I was talking
we're
about.
so new to Twitch. I'm still figuring out how to do like the.
Thank you, Parker.
Thank you guys so much. We're so excited.
I can't even do it. At Parker. Y'all, I'm so slow with it. We're gonna get better though. I feel like sometimes.
This is only our 4th stream, y'all. We are doing so good. Give yourself some grace.
This is only our 4th stream?
This is only our 4th stream. Like
our
the stream
live web show? Yeah. If you are in here.
Thank you, Riley.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Y'all need to stream. What's a stream deck? Hold on, I don't even know.
Thank you, can y'all stop?
Oh my gosh, I need like a one-on-one class. So if you're new to here, we stream every Sunday at 8 p.m. And then we also have Monday meditations with Shay. She is a beautiful lady in the middle of the screen that you're seeing, waving like this. We also have a Thursday stream with Bianca, B-Side Review, where she reviews TV shows, talking about all of your favorite scandalous shows for real. Yeah, I don't got no show yet. You know, I'm just here on Sundays, but you know, y'all can catch me every Sunday.
When you listen to Shay, when you listen to the podcast at the
Hey, what's up, Turn Up? Thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate it. Oh my goodness. It's only up from here. I love that. And it's in all caps. I feel the energy, Parker. Thank you.
I feel it too.
For real. So right now, if you are just joining in, we kind of have, it's not really a debate, but it was getting a little spicy on the conversation.
A little spicy here.
A little spicy about, we were talking about toxic masculinity. Somebody also introduced toxic femininity, which I honestly have never heard of that before. I didn't even know women could be toxic. I mean, we could be toxic.
I don't think the toxicity that women have to do with.
Thank you. All eyes on Keith.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so there were a lot of the first topic was just settling in we said spouses because the people in this article are all married, but it's really just settling in relationships in general. The reason why people do it, what we feel like communication is obviously the biggest thing that we feel like could combat settling in a relationship if you just have those communications and maybe your partner is willing to make the adjustments, you know what I mean, to meet your needs or whatever the case may be. But again, it went, conversation was going. We started talking about children and like raising boys to be nurturers or the lack thereof and all types of stuff. So yeah, that's what we've been talking about. But again, thank you so much for the raid. The love today has been like overwhelming, y'all, or is it just me? Also,
we are so excited you guys are here.
Also, you guys, to be fair, I don't know if they're feeling it, but this is our first stream as affiliate, so we started it off with like, I believe Shay and Bianca have champagne. We also all had Latin food, so I had got a mojito. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, because I just wanted to like, I ain't know how the champagne was gonna sit in my stomach.
For hosting our stream.
Wow, thank you, Easy, for hosting us.
I just feel the love.
You know,
can you feel the love tonight? Y'all, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. Lion King song. So beautiful.
Okay, random question before we get back into the show. Shay and Bianca, can y'all sing?
No, I can't sing, but let me tell you, it depends on the tone.
Thank you.
Because thank you for subscribing.
She rated us.
Okay, so like
this is too
much. Depending on the song, though, I think I sound good.
Stop. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill. Please.
Hey.
This is too much. Okay, wait, but so you can hit a note.
Okay. Listen, Shani, be real, because me and Shani
be real. You really want me to be real, or do you want me to be your friend?
No, I want you to be real.
Okay.
So, like, what do I be sounding like to you? Be in the car, all like my good songs, though. You remember that one time I fucked up that acoustics? If you let me, and you agreed that I fucked it up too.
Did I say you fucked it up?
No, you said I
actually messed it up.
All right, come on, just be real. Just be real.
Okay, so I will say this. She hit the notes about 40% of the time.
Hey, Jay, it's not like a no. No, it's not a hard no. Okay, is it a hard no or is it like a?
Oh, thank you. Stop, y'all. Oh my God.
Is it a hard no or is it like a come on, can you give me like
no, for honestly, y'all, it's not a hard no. So for those of you who don't know, Bianca she's a former cheerleader. She's like dance, like that whole performance thing, that's her. I will say we are older, so she ain't as sharp and clean as she used to be. But every blue moon, she still hits it. Oh my gosh, thank you for subscribing, Riley.
Thank you.
This is too much. I had one too many mojitos for this. Like,
no, I was not on Team Explorer. I was actually,
we do need emotes. How do I make those? I'll make some.
No, I wasn't on Explorer. I wasn't on Discovery. I was on. I'm talking to Chris in the chat. He said, "Was I on Team Explorer?" And that was when we went to middle school. We was on teams. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay.
Anyway, it don't matter. I am a performer, y'all. I will give a performance on my birthday. I gave a whole performance to work this pussy. You guys, and let me tell y'all about it.
Shay, though, you might be
like
right.
Shani
She's
said,
definitely like a Sierra.
Yeah, like Shani said, I'm not the same. So this whole, I told Shani I want to get this performance, right? So I'm like, it's cool, Shani. Like, I'm gonna just put it together like the night before. Me and Shani
for her
at the
birthday.
hotel, right? I try to put it together. No, it's scrappy.
No it was horrible.
It's no good. Shani actually has to help me coordinate the routine. Now, was the final routine good? It was great. I did it twice. They wanted an encore. I gave it to them twice. But like,
it was not good.
All I'm saying is, I'm older now.
Yeah, we need actual rehearsals now.
But how was the performance though?
It was good once we got it. It was good once we got it. So if you're new in the chat, out of curiosity, if you don't want to answer, I guess you don't have to, but we prefer if you did. Do you feel like you've ever settled in a relationship? So in this BuzzFeed article, people feel like they settled for different reasons, whether it was financial, whether they felt like somebody met them emotionally but not financially. There were a lot of different things. There was even one scenario where a lady said that at the moment she felt like settling, but how long did she say they were married? Hold on. But that they had been married for 28 years. And then she realized that he actually was the one. And that basically, 28 years. She said they were married for 28 years. And looking back on it, the things that she thought were important then weren't. And she felt like he was indeed the one. So let us know in here if you felt like you ever settled. I feel like I settled before, knew the relationship wouldn't last, but stayed in it. We'll never do it again, though. We need one for the stream. Audience view. Wait.
Performance.
Oh, a
performance? I might give y'all a performance one day. Now, don't get me started.
Y'all, Chris, don't say that because she will perform.
It'll be live stream.
We were good on paper, but the chemistry would be off here and there a little too much. That's very, very common.
That's real.
That's very common. We also discussed that too, like how a lot of times, especially with certain marriages or like arranged marriages, everything is good on paper, but sometimes the attraction or the chemistry is a little bit off. But people like in, this scenario number 7, they grow on each other after a while. So we were posing the question, do you believe the one exists, or is partnership or marriage what you make it? 28 years, you ain't going nowhere. You have to learn your partner. That's real too. I personally feel like, oh, go ahead, Shay.
Dre said something on our podcast recently, and he basically was saying like, we either get out of relationships too quick or we stay in them too long. It's like sometimes we don't even give people the chance to become the one for us. We don't even give them the opportunity to like grow in love with us. Like maybe there's some things when you first meet a person and you like, that's a little annoying, or like, I don't like certain stuff they be doing. And it's literally things that you need to grow and learn to accept people for who they are. Like sometimes we don't be giving people enough chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go ahead, Bianca.
This is why we like too personal, but hey, this is the blank space, so
it's a safe. The blank space is a safe space for you guys.
Yeah. But I remember when me and my ex-husband was going through a divorce, and he told me like, I actually before you got pregnant, but you got pregnant, so I didn't. And for me, I just always wish he would have broke up with me before I got pregnant. I felt like he would have broke up with me, you know what I'm saying? Just because I feel like you weren't all the way in it if you felt like that at the time.
Yikes. Oh my gosh. How are we gonna get a hype train during this type of story? Y'all, what y'all doing? Like, how am I supposed to be excited about a hype train when she talking about this? But I agree with you, and I think Shay mentioned that earlier, especially when Chris posed the question in the chat, like, do he feel like men also settle? And Shay has said, like, sometimes we feel like men settle
Yeah.
because of the children. I mean, I agree with that. Let me see. I think it's a double standard for how long you wait to be married. People shouldn't wait until marriage to work on the relationship. I agree with that. I think that's something that's missing in the dating phase, I think so often. And I believe probably Shay has had conversations about this on her podcast. I know Bianca and I have on Mindful BS as well. Mindful BS and Three Strikes Podcast, in case y'all not hip. But the dating
Thank you.
phase really is getting to know a person, and I feel like a lot of times we put on this like mask or this facade to be the best version of yourself versus having those tough conversations, being your real authentic self, and allowing someone to see who you really are and who they would be marrying. And then I don't know why do you think people do that though? Like they just, it's like I put
It's
my best
because
foot forward.
It's because honestly, it's rooted in the lack of self love. When you don't love yourself unconditionally, then you start to change yourself or transform into what you think your partner needs or wants. And then next thing you know, you being a totally different person. You find yourself getting lost in a relationship or just generally doing things that please the partner instead of what ultimately make you happy or is you being yourself. Like I think people just not they don't keep it real with who they are. It's something that I say all the time is people come into dating and relationships with their representative and then 5 months later the relationship is going bad and it's because nobody was being their true self. They was like trying to be something to someone that they feel like they needed or wanted to make them want to be with them because they really don't accept themselves.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, I just got triggered. Now, I feel like in my marriage I was myself, but there have definitely been relationships that I've dated where me personally, transparent moment, I felt like, okay, this person, which we do this a lot, sometimes we feel like the people that we're with, like maybe they are better or too good or like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got this person. And you kind of conform to be whoever it is that you think that your partner in that relationship wants to be. And I agree with you. And then ultimately you realize, wait a second, I'm not even happy.
Who am I?
Who am I?
You know you know more. Next thing you know, you some chick. Like a lot of my interests that I have now are things that I decided to be interested in just because my ex-husband liked it. Like I did not really watch like anime growing up. If it wasn't like Pokemon or Sailor Moon, I did not watch that. But my ex-husband is a avid anime music. We couldn't be more different, but now a lot of those interests have become my interests because we was together so long. But if I'm being honest with myself, I didn't like that shit. I just was pretending to be entertained because I knew it was going to make him feel happy and satisfied in the relationship. If it was up to me, I would have been somewhere watching the fucking Kardashians.
Oh, thank you, Parker. We hope we're a vibe and you guys are entertained for sure. Have you guys ever been in a relationship where you feel like you weren't your authentic self? Maybe you did. Like Chris is saying, the PR stunt where you put your best self. You know what I mean? You put your best self out there, like the perfect version of yourself. When in reality, no one's perfect. You know what I mean?
I don't do that. I'm a very like eclectic personality. I know that I have so I feel like I have to give people me up front for them to decide if they want to deal with it or not. I can't hide behind my personality because it's too big. Like I need to let you know up front, like this is what you're gonna get because sometimes, I may be a lot. But I'm a great partner when it comes down to it. But I feel very important to show all sides of myself because I have so many different sides. Like I am such a multifaceted person that I need you to know every bit of Bianca because I be all over the place sometimes and it's cool because that's just me. Oh, thanks.
Thank you for the bits.
That kind of go back to what somebody said in the comments earlier about learning your partner. That's so important. Like, What you said, Shani, earlier about us changing in relationships. We get into a relationship, we young, 19, 20, and we think this is the person we meant to be with and who we gonna be with. But we don't stop to acknowledge that your partner is not always gonna be that person. Who I was at 19, who my ex-husband fell in love with, bro, that's not me. I have way different standards. The things that I allowed in my past relationship, I'm not with that no more. He would not be happy with who I am now because, to be honest, I'm not as submissive as I used to be when we first got married. And we have to acknowledge that sometimes that's why relationships not gonna work, because everything has a season. That's who I needed to be with during that time. But who I am now, we are not compatible.
So, like, when you're in a right, everyone grows and changes. Yeah, I agree. What is submission from y'all's perspective? Woo.
Listen, we just recorded an episode about this yesterday on my podcast.
Kick it off, Shay.
So, submission to me is losing your ego and your pride in relationship. Submission to me is having the comfort to communicate with your partner your needs and your wants in a relationship and coming to a mutual agreement on how the relationship is going to be carried out. I do not think submission is a man leading a woman. I think a submission is when two partners figure out how they can lead together.
Yeah. I I don't know. I feel like I agree with that. Submission for me, I don't really know. I don't know how to explain it, but I think for submission for me, I am someone who can tend to be, I don't want to say controlling because I feel like that just sounds so bad. But for the most part in relationships, I do like to know where things are going, what's happening. You know what I mean? Like I like to know like what's the end goal here. And I think submission is for me is me really just allowing myself to just be present. Be present. Um and that's hard to do in all relationships because in order to be present, that means that you have to not only trust yourself, but trust your partner, that your partner is doing right by you, that your partner cares for you, that you and that person are in a partnership where you're both equally working towards something. So I feel like that's a submission to me in a sense. I do want Bianca, do you have a definition for what submission is for you?
I feel like I kind of agree with you. Submission for me is more so what I'm willing to do for my other person, what I'm willing to do for the other person that I normally wouldn't do. That's what it is for me, or that I want to do because I want to make them feel a certain type of way. I don't feel like I'm submissive though. Like I don't feel like that's something that describes my personality. So maybe I just don't have a good enough I seek to cater to my partner. Like I do want to make them happy. But I'm not someone who likes to be told how that should look or what that should look like. So like for me, I think submission and I hear like I'm supposed to do these certain things for this person. I'm supposed to trust this person with something. And I don't know. For me, I don't use submission, so I don't really have a good thing about that's not being submissive though. You guys are just trying to make your partner happy. Right. And I strive to make my partner happy. Like that's something that I
I would
really
say
do.
that's not submission, that's people pleasing. And I think that's something that we just have within ourselves because as women, we kind of get taught to be people pleasers in relationships. Like, if you want to keep a man, this is what you got to do. You got to be able to do this, this, and that, and the other. So, for me personally, I feel like being submissive and being dominant is not one person's role in a relationship. I feel like that's something that has to be exchanged between two partners throughout the relationship. At one point in your relationship, you are going to have to be the submissive one. And at another part, your partner is going to need you to be dominant. They're going to need you to take control. What about when your partner is having mental health issues and you're the one who needs to be able to lead your family? What about when y'all having financial struggles and you're the one that is going to be majority responsible for the bills. It's not always in a long-term relationship going to be like this person is dominant and this person is submissive. It's about being able to meet each other halfway when you need it and when it's necessary.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's hard though. It's definitely hard to allow others to lead sometimes. Again, especially if you don't necessarily trust or believe that they are capable of leading.
Yeah.
So that was a great question. Thank you for that, Chris. Let's see. There are some people say that's not being systemic. It should go both ways. I agree with that. In reality, there can only be one alpha in a relationship. It won't work otherwise. Do you really feel that way? I feel like sometimes the alpha person can switch depending on where they are in life. So I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way. If you're in the chat, do you again? And that's completely fine that you feel that way, Yoji. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but I feel like it can change. Oh, you said one, yeah, because it can swap. I agree.
Yeah.
I believe submitting in a relationship comes only when a man is doing all that he can to be ahead of the household. Being imperfect, yes, but still cherishing and honoring and respecting the wife's viewpoint and taking things into consideration when trying to maneuver through life courses and marriages. If a woman is truly submissive, in my honest opinion, money, career, and all that other stuff won't matter. Jay Wilson said it's especially hard to allow someone to lead if you've been on your own for a while. Now that I agree. It's very hard to be submissive when you've been independent and like leading your own life for a while because again, in my personal opinion, that requires you just trusting someone else to take the lead. And when you've been leading yourself, it's kind of like, do we get a trial run here or what? Easy said, I think it depends on the situation and where you are in your relationship. Definitely situational. Facts. Independence creates a template that's hard to break out of. Yeah, it is. It's difficult. And I do want to link this for those that don't know. Shay just mentioned they had a conversation on this recently. So just put it in the chat. That is the podcast that she has. Ooh. And her podcast that she has with her co-host is like strictly dating related stuff. So if you are into dating conversations, definitely check out the Three Strikes podcast. Even superheroes have sidekicks. Not every leader can do things alone. I love that. If we are a team, my strengths cover your weaknesses and vice versa. I agree, Riley. And sometimes you can be that leader and sometimes you gotta be the sidekick. Also,
I agree totally. Different skill sets. What I bring to the relationship might not be the same thing as my partner. So there's certain things that I'm going to be able to lead better on than they are. And that's just on period. If I get into a relationship with somebody and they're super financially savvy, then I'm going to trust my partner to handle the finances because I know they way better at it than me. It's depending on what's going on in your relationship. And if you are super egotistical and you feel like you always know what's best for you personally and you're not looking at your relationship as like a we, then you are always going to have problems with dominance in your relationship.
Do you think that happens a lot in relationships where people are in a union but they're still too focused on self and not, like you said, looking at it as a, well, what's best for us or what can we do? Yeah.
And these is things I feel like in my past relationship. This is stuff that I wasn't doing when I was married, and now I realize like the toll that took on the relationship and how I need to be better as a person so I can be better in future relationships.
Yeah. Let me see. Easy said, oh, I'm gonna check it out. Oh, thank you for checking out. Their podcast is really, really great. They literally talk about all types of dating and relationship topics, so definitely check it out. You can listen to them on Anchor, but they also have like they post to YouTube. There's like so much information through there. Let me see. Someone said, Chris said, better yet, the women who would be willing to be under those circumstances. Oh, wait. Also, why men with large financial structures in their life tend to go after the women that don't have that or have not had it as long. Sometimes I feel like in a situation like that, sometimes I feel like men would prefer it that way for like the sake of like power or ego. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I do think, um,
Manipulation almost is like, I feel like unless I'm in a relationship with somebody and they're willing to teach me, I feel like that is true partnership. So if I'm with somebody and they can lead my finances, I hope as they're leading the finances, they're teaching me to do that as well. You don't ever want to have your partner out here looking crazy. Everything I learn, I pass that over to my friends and my partner because I'm trying to enrich my life and theirs. I feel like that's weird and manipulative to have certain skill sets and basically be holding them hostage to keep your partner at a lower level than you. Hey, this is really kind of a crazy topic, but on Instagram I seen the other day about people saying in relationships they feel like men basically prey or take advantage of women because of their financial situation. How do y'all feel about it?
I think some men may. I think some men may, especially if they know that they are at a specific financial standing. And again, kind of what Chris was saying, there may be a level of ego or power or something that the man feels that they would prefer to, I don't know, just have over the woman, where they want a completely submissive woman, not necessarily by her by choice, but just because she doesn't have the finances or may not have, whatever the case may be. I don't know. What about you, Bianca? Do you think that happens, or like, what are your thoughts on that?
You muted.
We can't hear you, girl. You muted.
Muted.
You got a lot of
My
comments
bad,
too.
y'all. Just to let your chat know, y'all, I'm a like my daughter's 7, streaming for time. If you see me like them, it's because me and my daughter, I have to tend to my daughter. That's what, so I'm just trying to regroup because we just had a little moment off when I had to disappear. So okay. I'm here though. I'm present. I'm just letting y'all know like what's going on. Don't think I ain't engaged or whatever. I'm just trying to mom, stream, and conversate with y'all at the same time.
It's okay.
But I do feel like that certain men do like having financial so that they can use them for power. Because I just feel like certain men are always on the constant search for power in any area or aspect of their life, and in their romantic relationships, that's another area where they can have control. I feel like men like the idea of control and power. It's just something that's implemented in them. And I don't say all men, but I do feel like some men do like having that advantage over their woman.
So really quickly, I agree. I want to just go through some of the comments because a lot have come in. I don't know if this is Drake or Drake, but is submission really a thing? I personally think in a relationship, both parties have strengths and weaknesses. When someone lacks, the partner should pick up the pieces. Of course, lots of communication must happen and boundaries should be set. I agree. Looks like easy agree. Y'all coming through with the facts. Chat and host. Yeah. Chris said, I think submission has lost its true form in relationships. Hold on. This is what I mean about do men settle. Let me see. Yoji said, I believe people have way too high expectations in what they want in another person. This goes back to the settling issues. I do agree with that. I feel like sometimes people do expect their partner to provide them with everything that they're missing. And to the point that Shay made earlier, it's sometimes important for you to be able to fill your own needs before you expect all of that from another person. I kind of do believe it's like unrealistic to expect one person to provide you everything that you may feel like you're lacking or needing. Yoshi also said, I honestly believe women are worse in this issue than men. Wait, a friend of mine has been single her whole life and is about to hit 30, but she has this huge list of expectations and won't lower them. Ooh, do you guys feel like women have unrealistic expectations sometimes?
I don't think that women have unrealistic expectations, but I do feel like sometimes we hold on to some ideals that like Shani said, you're not gonna check every box. Like nobody's gonna check every box. And I do feel like some women do hold on to they have to check every box, and I feel like that's unrealistic.
I feel like there is an exception to this, and that is, do you meet those same expectations that you are asking, prospective partners if they qualify? If you can meet every single expectation that you are asking for in a partner, then I don't think that is having too much of high expectations, because I'm simply asking everything that I can offer in a relationship myself. Now, I feel like if you personally have some stuff that you need to work on, and those are the same things you're seeking out in a partner, then it's time for you to be single and work on those things until you can meet the person that you are looking for at that level. But I feel like there's a lot of people who have extra high expectations, and it's usually centered around like physical features and financial abilities.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I tell people all the time, or whatever, I'm like telling people about dating and everything. You about to miss out on the love of your life because you only date people that's fine, and you only date light skinned girls. And here you are cutting corners, turn around everybody that could be a possible great partner to you, because there's these few things that you want to like let up on, and it's totally unnecessary. Like, that's weird as heck, I feel like, to say that you're gonna meet a partner and they're gonna have brown hair, blonde hair, they're gonna have a big booty, large chest, and these is your qualifications, and then you wonder why relationships only last 3 months, and it's because the things that you're checking for is not what make a relationship healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be finding out if somebody is a good communicator. You need to find out if a person is trustworthy, if they have the ability to love you, if they love themselves. If you worried about stuff on the outside, I don't do
how
that.
tall they are, how much they weigh, little stuff like that. Who be on Tinder too much?
Oh yeah, let me scroll up on these. I can't even scroll up on the comments.
I know.
Women be a whole page. I do have a whole page. I'm not gonna lie, I have a whole page of qualities that I'm looking for in my partner. And guess what? My current partner meets all of those things. And that tells you that I'm not looking for too much. Some of them standards be too low. Y'all,
Yeah.
You got 5 things? 5 things.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how many things I got, but I got the things that I feel like is necessary for me and my. And I just like, there are certain things that I won't compromise on, but they're not little things. Like, I need to be intellectually stimulated. I can't have surface level conversations with my partner. I need to learn something from my partner. I can't always be the one showing you how things go, or like, I want to be intrigued. Like, I want you to show me new things. I want you to introduce me to new experiences. I want us to be able to enjoy experiences together, but also know that, like, if I want to spend time by myself, you're okay with, me flourishing in ways that are by myself. Like, and like Shay, I'm also very big on the sexual stimulation too. Like, I'm not dating anybody that I don't enjoy sex with. I had met this great guy, and everything was great. Like, he was financially stable. We were stimulating conversation. Like, I really at one point thought, like, yeah, this is my man, until we got back to the date, and until we got back to his house, and my man had an issue where his parts didn't work like that. So now what I thought was a great partner, when I realized, like, we ain't about to be having the kind of sex that I need, then I know that ain't the partner for me. And y'all might be like, that's a deal, but that's shallow, but that wasn't shallow though, because we're gonna have to constantly sex, and that's important to me in a relationship. I want to be having consistent bomb sex. I don't want to be having consistent what is this sex. So at the end of the day, I had to let it go.
And you know what? You know, we be putting all this pressure on our friends and family members to say that, oh, you asking for too much or you looking for too much in a partner. And it's like, you're not the one that have to meet my qualifications, babe. Don't worry about
Right.
it.
And
Don't
also,
worry
Chris,
about
to
it,
answer your
sweetheart.
question, I'm a sapiosexual, so if the sex is good but the combo is not whack, we probably won't get to sex if the combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just came back to, but what if he can blow your back out but barely read? Okay, Chris, come on.
Nah.
No, that's what we're saying. They're just meeting the qualifications across the board or whatever. Nobody's saying that every time you have sex.
I know that's right, Riley. Better take some public class speaking classes.
Gotta stimulate the mind.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Y'all are wild. Well, yeah. I don't know. So the fact of the matter is, as we can see throughout this BuzzFeed article, a lot of women in this sense, but as Chris brought to our attention, men as well, do settle in relationships. It's for different reasons. And we've discussed how it's also different through different cultures or backgrounds and age ranges. So we love having conversations like this because it's just something that I feel like all of us at some point or another may have asked ourselves, like, am I settling? Do I really want to be in this relationship? Could I do better, quote unquote? So each of y'all are married. No, Yoji.
All of us are divorced.
And all of our ex-husbands are divorced too. That doesn't say anything about us that one relationship didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want more of the emotional, spiritual, etc. connection, and then I think the sex will be great naturally. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with that. I feel like it start on the bottom level, and then it's like you create that
cool.
intimacy in your relationship for it to be good. And what Shani said earlier about, like, you know, you and your partner can grow, have like a good sexual life. If they are really not that experienced or you're not that really experienced, you guys can learn together what pleases you. Nobody's saying the first time y'all do it is whack. Oh, that's a no-go. We are not saying that in a shallow way. We just saying that over time in a relationship, if we are consistently being displeased sexually, then that's not the partner for us. Y'all taking it in context.
Right.
Yeah. There's definitely ways to learn it, but you do have to ask yourself if you've been dating someone for 6 months or a year and every time you're not pleased sexually, I feel like in a lot of times those situations could potentially lead to people stepping outside of the marriage, you know what I mean, to find satisfaction again if they're not communicating it and if they're not, you know what I mean, working with their partner to make things better. I'm with Bianca on the sex.
Nah, she can't even gotta speak English for real. She can read Dr. Seuss. Wow.
You know what? And on that note, baby,
it's in the chat acting up.
The chat is wild tonight. The chat.
What you gonna do when your daughter reading levels surpass your girlfriend? Though, what about that?
What if they version y'all? No, that's what we're saying. Like there have well, I can't speak for myself personally, but I've know of several situations where the first time it was not hitting, but after other attempts, it was fire. So we're definitely not saying that the first time has to be rockets and waterfalls. They
and it's about the intimacy.
So since this is an open discussion, why did you guys choose to get divorced instead of work on a relationship? Yoshi, who are you?
I'll answer first. I don't have no problem answering this question. Like I stated earlier in the live stream, I was married for 8 years. And before that, we was together for 2 years. So at the time where I got divorced, there were financial issues that I felt like could not be fixed where I was going to be happy in that relationship. It wasn't because I was not happy sexually or because the person was a bad guy or he disrespected me. It just was, we really wasn't compatible no more. And the things that I wanted, they didn't want for real. I want to travel, explore the world, move to a different place every year. He ain't like that. So that's personally why we ain't together no more. But me and my ex husband are great friends. We talk all the time. We try our best to communicate and co parent, even though we do have issues and stuff like that. But we just ain't good as romantic partners, you know?
Yeah. For me personally, and Yoshi, I don't think you were in the chat at this time, but it's kind of the situation that I said at the very beginning of this topic, where just we kind of evolved and we're learning ourselves, and you know what I mean. At that moment in time, we kind of just saw different things for our future, and we, you know what I mean. We just kind of weren't in the same space. But similar to Shay, me and my ex husband are still like so super super close. We still support each other in like our projects, businesses, whatever the case may be. And he's one of my closest friends. So, yeah. Bianca, do you want to answer this, or do you want to take a hall pass on this one?
The fifth.
You can plead the fifth if you want to.
No, I feel like I should share because I have a completely different. I had no choice in ending my marriage. I thought everything was all fine and dandy. I was walking on the cloud. I had just got a new job. I was feeling great. And then one day my husband had texted me like, "Do you think that I'm happy?" Which I obviously thought he was, and which he proceeded to tell me that he was not. So I did not have any choice but to accept the fact. Well, he was like, he wanted to take a separation. Let's take a break. I don't really know what it was that he was looking for, but at the time, yeah, that shit kind of just blew up in my face. But
Ooh, baby.
we are co-parent dish, and we aren't enemies. I don't hate him. We actually get along. We're not besties like Devin and Shawnee, and I wouldn't say that we're good friends, but when we were married, one of the things that I really liked about our relationship was that I felt like we were great friends inside our relationship. I feel like we could be cool. We just aren't as cool as we were before. But yeah, like if I don't feel like I was what he wanted at this space in his life, even though we had been together for 8 years. I feel like we had evolved into different people. Our relationship started when we were in high school. When I was in high school, I was 18, and it lasted until I was 25. I had probably been 3 different people between 18 and 25. But at that space in our life, my ex-husband had just decided that it wasn't what he wanted. So for me at first, it was like it blew up to me. I felt like my whole world exploded because obviously I didn't feel like that. But honestly, now looking back on it, I just feel like it was just something that had to happen, a story, a chapter in my story that had to happen for me to become the person that I am today. And I don't, like I said, like we're cool. Like, I mean, I appreciate our relationship for what it was. When we were happy, I do feel like we were happy when we were like at our peak. It was great. And yeah, but as far as how it ended, it was not my choice. It wasn't ideal, but I still feel like it was supposed to happen the way exactly how it did.
And that's one thing. Let me see. Dev said, "I'm divorced, but I've learned a lot from it. I think it will help me make my next one to last till death do us part. I'm a much better person after and know more of what I want and who I am." And I agree 100%. I'm sure the ladies, Bianca and Shaka, both agree. I feel like that's pretty much the sentiment that we've taken away from our divorces, is that sometimes, at least I can personally say, I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason. I'm definitely one of those people who are say like there are no losses, just lessons, and there are things that you can learn from every situation that can help you either uncover more about yourself, or b, move differently or make better decisions the next go around. So um I definitely feel that. Y'all feel like y'all ready for love and marriage in this chapter of y'all life?
Um, I feel like I don't want to be married. I'm not a marriage person no more. I feel like my marriage taught me that I'm not the type of person that wants to be married. I just don't really believe in the construct of it. I feel like you can have everything in a partnership and not be married. So no on the marriage, yes on the love. And I think there's too many misconceptions about divorce. People think when you get a divorce that you're looking for something else or that you're trying to be with somebody else. And for me personally, it really just was about me being with myself of who I was then compared to who I was when I married.
What about
Yeah.
you, Bianca?
I'm the opposite of Shay. I completely see myself getting married again. I look forward to being married again. I feel like my next marriage is going to look completely different than my first marriage. I'm not turned off by the idea of being a partner, just being married because my first one didn't work out. I feel like being more comfortable with who I am and knowing exactly what I want. If I do make the decision to actually, I'm going to be more careful about making this decision to marry someone next time. And I'm going to put a lot of thought into it before I marry them. But I am open to love and I am open to get married again.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm kind of same as Bianca, or maybe in between the two. I feel like I'm definitely open to getting married again, but right now at this space, I feel like I'm still kind of in that stage of learning who I am, what I want. And I definitely still go back and forth between, you know what I mean? What do I really want, honestly, to be, if I'm being just completely transparent with all of you guys. So I'm definitely like still in between the two. Um, but I'm definitely not opposed to being married again. And I definitely feel like the next go around, it will be, till death do us part, or
Yeah.
whatever they say. So, yeah. Um, but yeah. Whew, I feel like that was a great conversation. I feel like this went a lot of places that we did not intend it to go, but we 100% appreciate the engagement in the chat. I'm going to read this last one. Partners can walk away whenever they want. No explanation, no commitments, unscathed and unattached. Marriage is a full commitment and love makes you vulnerable. So not going that far for me doesn't feel like I would truly be in love with someone.
And that's just about a personal decision for you. You know, we
Mhm.
all have to do what feels like best for us in our relationships. Who knows? Right now, I could say I don't never want to be married again, but 2 years from now, I could feel like me and my partner is in the space for that. You never know what is going to be good for you. I don't place the value of my relationship based off of if we get married or not, personally, though. So I feel like you can love somebody completely and accept them for who they are wholly and not be married to them. I think that's a crazy thing to say because if that's the case, I love and accept my co-host unconditionally. I don't want to marry their ass though.
Hell yeah.
Easy said it's all timing and where you are in the relationship. I 100% agree. It really is. That really is what it is, like timing for sure.
Agree.
100%. So, now first off, anyone in the comments have anything else they want to share about spouse settling, marriage, relationships, anything like that? And then for my lovely co-host, anything else that you guys wanted to comment about spouse settling at all?
I feel like we have covered every single thing that could be covered in this
Girl,
topic,
everything and
even
plus
things that we
some.
had no intentions on covering. So I feel like today's stream, it's a wrap.
I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Wait,
This was actually great. We
wait,
did
I
not
got
even.
one more thing.
Go ahead.
What?
I have one more question to ask y'all. How do y'all feel like settling in a relationship or a marriage take a toll on your children?
Ooh, so
And how you're raising your kids if you continue to be in a relationship where you're not necessarily happy.
So this is what I will say. Not necessarily my situation, because I feel like me and my ex-husband do a great job of trying to make sure we put our daughter first, in a sense, and making sure that we co-parent in a way that's best for her. I know that doesn't always happen in situations, but I do know of people, friends, who are the not the I don't want to say the product of divorce or parents that stayed together but they absolutely hate each other. But that's essentially what I have friends who have said, like, my parents, I know they don't love each other, but they stay together for the sake of the business or for the children, and they kind of resent them for that because they feel like they were raised in a household where they didn't get to witness a true and genuine love, if that makes sense. So I don't I don't really know where I stand on it. Um, I just
And here come my ex-husband in the chat. Now what, David?
oh wait.
Just to let y'all know, everybody ex-husbands chat at one point during this stream. Y'all ain't know it, but just to let y'all know, they didn't all pop in.
It's too much tea. Don't be giving them all this tea.
I ain't say who was who. I just said
That's
everybody
true.
ex-husband visited.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I only said the government name. Nobody would know exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Bianca? How do you feel about that?
I feel like I don't know because I too haven't experienced that situation. I know I stay in a situation that impacts my child negatively, period. Like, even if I was dating somebody new, my child didn't like them, well, guess we not dating no more. Like, I always put my child's needs first. So I would not, I feel like even staying in something that I know wasn't a great example for her would be something a position that I wouldn't even want to put myself in. So I'm only trying to show her positive examples. Like, I mean, me and her dad already divorced. So it's kind of just like, I would never put her in another situation where I'm just staying in it because I want her to be like, oh, relationships can work. Like, if it's unhealthy, it's unhealthy.
Ooh, which that's a whole
Chris
nother
says,
topic. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Shay.
Chris said, I feel like if your kids know you both love them and that's all that matters. As they get older, explain to them that people grow apart as they get older and let them know. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my daughter asks me questions about why me and her dad aren't together all the time, and literally that's what I just tell her. Like, we just grew apart. Like, we still love you. We still made you out of love. Like, everything about you and your creation was, that was authentic. We just personally grew apart, and that's okay.
Yeah, we still growing and coping through, me and my ex-husband with our kids, but that's the same thing we do. Chris is just constantly reassure them how much they are loved no matter we are not together, and as much as we can, we try to have those moments together still as a family so that they could know our issues are not bigger than how we feel about them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want my kids to feel like us having any type of, problem with each other is a bigger thing than how we decide to parent them and love on them. And I think that's the main issue that be a problem with divorced parents is they be making it about oh shit that don't even have nothing to do with your kids.
I think the other thing is too is we kind of be having expectations they parenting should look like for them from their point of view, and when they don't do it, we look like it's like, oh, it's bad. When in reality, I really feel like we got to look at like that's their relationship with their child. We cannot determine what that should look like to them. And I feel like I'm just now getting to a point where I felt like my ex-husband should be doing this or he should be doing that. But when like I see him doing what he's doing with our daughter, I'm like, okay, that's just them. Like, that's how he's doing it. I'm not saying he's not, just because he's not doing it the way I want it to look doesn't mean he's not trying to do it. And I feel like that's something that I had to like come to terms with myself and check myself. Like, okay, just because he's not doing it the way you want it, at least, but is he trying to do it? And I feel like we gotta analyze that kind of stuff too.
Oh, that's real. That parenting styles is a whole another conversation because there are definitely a lot of standards or stereotypes out in society of how parenting should look. But the fact of the matter is that every child is different and every parent is different and they do what works best for them. Chris says, I have friends who have great relationships with their parents, but they haven't been together for years. That's the main thing. Also, why I don't believe just marrying people just because y'all have kids, but I'm also not getting you pregnant if I don't believe I could marry you. I mean, that's
It happens.
I mean, yeah, I get you.
I get you.
My kids doing whatever they want as long as it's not illegal. Okay, you better support your kids. Okay. Well, yeah, so I think that just about wraps up this week's episode. Thank you guys
Thank you again
so much. Oh my gosh, for the hype trains, for the engagement, like
support, for the
This
love.
is the best and longest stream we have done so far. So we are just excited that y'all even hung through a almost 4-hour show with us. Like,
period. We love you guys so much.
Y'all, like I'm not okay. Bianca knows I'm not emotional, but I literally feel like I'm tearing up just because.
Thank you so much, Che. Thank you.
Thank y'all
Easy.
so
Love
much.
y'all.
Thank you, Easy.
Oh, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm like a lover. Like I just love every. Like I express my feelings and say how much I love people. So like,
she does. It's a lot sometimes.
This is genuine. Like I feel it. Like homegirls for life.
Oh, thank you, Parker. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Dev. Like for real, like this was amazing. And like we said at the beginning of the stream, for those who weren't there, like we just appreciate the support so much. This is something that we genuinely care about doing, like bringing conversations like this for people to really engage and just really sharing different perspectives, because something about life is that we all experience these things, but we never, you know what I mean? But so many people look at them differently, and until we can bring them to a platform and then all really just engage in discussion, sometimes we be living in our own bubble. So thank y'all so much. We appreciate it. I feel like I'm about to cry, y'all. I'm going off camera. Can y'all close it out? I'm sorry. I gotta go.
She's so annoying. Okay, guys, we said, we looking forward to this. We gonna see y'all next Sunday, but in the meantime, in between time, Shay, don't you have Monday meditation?
Right. So we got Monday meditation every week at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to be doing for meditation tomorrow. So it might be just some general healing going on. But if you feel like you need to get right with yourself, to come and join me. And, who knows what other days it might pop up in a minute.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be doing the D-side review on Thursday. But I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm an author. So I am also going to be doing on this day, I'm going to be doing I guess it's like a just chatting with me, where I talk about my books and why I wrote them, and they're poetry books. I'm probably going to get on here and perform some poetry for y'all or whatever, give y'all a little sample or whatever. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, Riley girl.
Yeah, and
I write poetry books. I have 3. It's called, the first one is Dear Daughter. It's like a inspiring women, uplifting poetry book. And then I have one called Dear Black Families, and there's poems for women, men, and children. Then I got Dear Black People, because last year was rough. So like this is just a whole like, let's lift up the Black people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do poems from each and every one of them. So y'all should tune into that stream. It's gonna be on Tuesday.
And I'm like the only one who that hasn't done a stream during the week, because I've been so just conflicted on what to do. But one thing I'm really, really into is I actually have something called like singing or sound bowls, for like not meditations like what Shay does, but it's really like a sound therapy. So I'm toying with the idea of doing some type of like sound cleansing or therapy ASMR type of deal. This upcoming Saturday, so stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna see what happens next, okay?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're very intentional with the stream, so everything we're doing is exactly what's in alignment with our purpose. So we're not gonna put out any content that we don't believe in. So Shani gonna take her time figuring out what it is that she want to do for her solo stream. And in the meantime, y'all can catch all 3 of us every Sunday at 8 p.m. Oh well, next week we're doing a morning stream though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try a morning stream together, because we've never done that before. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. But
Yes,
We'll
Chris,
keep y'all
ASMR.
updated.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I just ordered a new microphone too, so you gotta have headphones to listen to it though, because I'm gonna be playing with the sounds in both ears. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna see if I can find someone to raid if y'all want to hang out. Dev normally sends me somebody to raid. Do one of y'all plan on going live soon? If so, go live now. I'll raid y'all.
Y'all can follow us at the Blank Space on IG. No, the Blank Space Show on IG, and then the Blank Space on Twitter. And then you'll find our social handles personally if you go to either one of those platforms.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for.
Thank you.
Y'all, this was beautiful. I appreciate y'all so much again. Shout out to everybody. Chris, Dev, Easy, Dree, I don't know how to say that. Riley,
Dree,
Parker.
Riley.
I feel like I missed somebody.
All the homegirls and homeboys.
Everybody. We appreciate y'all so much. Let me see. Dev, who do you have to raid? Nobody. Catch me now.
He said he got somebody.
He said he does?
Bonita Marie.
I am. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this.
Is that the right Twitter page? Yeah, that's the right Twitter page.
Is it? The Blank Space? I don't think so, actually.
It's not?
It's the Blank Space Show on.
Oh, the Blank Space Show. Okay. There it is. Okay.
Oh, is the Twitter still wrong? We gonna update that, y'all. My bad. You know what? We still getting used to it. Okay. All right. So thank you guys again. Hold tight. I had one too many glasses of mojito, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The celebration got real.
You guys, this is my first time drinking again.
Oh yes. Welcome back, Shay.
Welcome back, girl.
Welcome back, Shay. All right, sit tight. We're gonna take you over to Miss I Am Bonita Marie. I don't know what she's streaming right now. Thank you, Easy. Thank you so much.
Girl, I can't wait to see
you. You know I'm gonna come to your next stream.
Yes.
All right.